Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons.
Yes, we do.
Before we get into it, for tonight's game, we're going to go ahead and go through some quick announcements, so be patient with us. First and foremost, returning for tonight, our fantastic sponsor for Campaign 2 thus far, our friends at D&D Beyond. Sam?
Yes, D&D Beyond, a consistent and amazing sponsor of our show, wants to let you guys know that Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes is out. It's out. Get yours right now on the D&D Beyond website. And to celebrate, I called my old friend Rhodey Slater.
Oh no!
Ready?
So good.
Hang 10 kahunas and wahines, it's Rhodey Slater. Duck diving the word from D&D Beyond. Yank that leash and wrap up the Dawn Patrol, because if a player in your campaign has a master level subscription, any player that owns Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes can share content with everyone in your party. Frothy, right? Well, kick out your longboard because... You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I can't.
Oh no!
I can't do this. It's not D&D Beyond. They're a great sponsor. It's me. You know, like, I just felt like at this point in my career, I'd be doing serious shit like Ibsen or O'Neill.
Yeah, it's a scale and twist.
But I'm doing this shitty Keanu Reeves voice and writing crappy sitcom catchphrases, no offense, Ashley, and like,
Okay.
you know, this stuff's gonna live on the internet forever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my kids are gonna watch this and be like, wow, your dad was a loser, you know? It's,
Yeah. That's what we think.
I
all the
just
time.
feel like
Yeah.
I can do so much more. Oh, sorry, getting a phone call. This is embarrassing. Hello? Yeah? Uh-huh. Really? Yes, I accept. Okay, thank you. That was my agent. Guys, I booked a 2-spot local radio campaign for Lord of the Wings, that new wing place in Chatsworth. 2 radio spots. I'm a real actor again. I'm back. All right, where was I? So wax down that twin fin and pull a thruster on an epic left, because D&D Beyond is righteous. Bonsai!
Oh my God.
What a crazy turn of events.
That's why I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you.
That's really great.
You did it, Sam.
Congrats, man. Congrats, buddy. Hashtag booked it.
That was so authentic to the actor experience. Man, yeah.
And really believable.
Wow.
And Lord of the
Yeah.
Wings is not a bad restaurant.
No,
Lord of the
it's
Rings.
so
Yeah.
good.
Average.
And it's a regional spot.
Yeah, I might get some residuals.
Yeah.
On a side note, Matt, you look so quietly pained to hear Mordenkainen bathed in whatever that was.
I wasn't pained. I was more contemplating the fact that those two facets have never combined until this point, probably. Yeah, probably haven't heard anyone talk about, Odaluk's resilient sphere. So
never know.
I kind of like the prospect of like a super big surf tour of D&D wizard names.
Lord of the Wings, I would go there.
Oh yeah.
Just as a side note.
Lord of the Wings.
Oh man.
Mordecai and Wings.
Oh,
There you go.
Shit.
Let's do it.
Road trip.
Took your pasta with Saruman the white sauce, or?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, D&D Beyond,
Thanks,
for
Sam.
being our amazing sponsors.
Excellent.
And congratulations on your booking. Okay, so first up, Vox Machina Origins, the hardcover, the collection, the actual physical tome of our first 6-run comic series will be on sale next week on May 31st.
Oh my gosh, Laura wants to hold it.
Show the gleam.
Get your fingerprints off it.
I just want to look at it, but you said I had to show it, so.
It smells good too. It smells like new comic.
Because it is a new comic.
Exactly.
It's got some crazy back matter too.
It does.
The whole thing is so
See real
cool.
fast?
Oh.
I see it.
it's so pretty.
It's got some fun stuff, and it's got some extra specials in the back.
Wait, can we show it or we can show it?
I'm gonna flip it really fast.
The back stuff.
We got like a map of Stillben. Ooh, it's gone now.
Wait,
You've got
but there's more.
character traits and actions. You've got
for the guest list.
magical items. Yeah. And we've got sketches and various art pieces that show the process of development. There you go. Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of cool extras in the back. So anyway, that's available next week, May 31st. For all info on the sale of the comic, check out critroll.com. We have all up there as of right now. So awesome.
Roll.
It came back. We couldn't leave it alone. Stream of Many Eyes is coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, Friday through Sunday, June 1st to the 3rd, with our friends at D&D, Wizards of the Coast. And we're running a long series of games as they unveil their next upcoming D&D storyline, and a bunch of us are going to be there.
Yep.
You go to dnd.wizards.com/SOME or Stream of Many Eyes for all the info and tickets for the event. But yeah, we'll be there. Look forward to seeing you guys on the internet or otherwise. Reminder: if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can combine it with your Twitch account and have Twitch Prime, which allows you to subscribe for free to one Twitch account per month. And if you haven't re-upped, you should do so. Talks Machina, of course, is every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, where our fantastic Brian W. Foster hosts a little chat about whatever happens about tonight's episode for next week.
The saddest woohoo.
That was, yeah.
Did you just steal the comic book?
Huh?
Where did it go?
What? What? What?
Roll still, chef.
This is the way I'm shaped. What's wrong? This is my
The
shape.
cube 2.0.
This is my body. Leave me alone.
Oh man, that Ashley, she's so boxy. Boxy.
There you go. And we have the Critical Live dice set is in the store, as well as the Vox Machina D20 set is back in stock for a limited time.
Is it still there?
It's on the list here.
Sweet.
If it's not, I'm sorry. I'll only read what's handed to me. It's like Ron Burgundy. And I will be at A-Kon in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, June 7th to the 10th. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Should probably be like the 8th to the 10th for me because we have Thursday night that night, but I'll see you there. I believe those are all of our announcements for the evening, which means it's time we bring us back into Exandria for tonight's episode of Critical Role. And welcome back. I forgot one quick thing in the announcements, so I'm going to get you guys up to speed with that. We've partnered with our friends at Stack Up, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping veterans and those in active duty. So Stack Up will be giving away specific Critical Role challenge coins, as well as special prints by our fantastic critter artist, Amy King. So if you want to be part of this fantastic endeavor and see how to acquire your special challenge coin and art print, also go to critroll.com for all the information you need. So make sure I got that in there for you guys too. And thank you guys to Stack Up for working with us on this. All right, so on that note, last we left off, the Mighty Nein, after spending quite some time in the central city of Zadash, had found that war had made its way to the Empire with the far eastern region of Jorhas and the Kryn dynasty. Upon this conflict, you decided that perhaps it would be best to leave the central urban environment. You decided to dodge a few opportunities brought to you, especially that by the lawmaster of the city, and instead went and made a conversation with your friend the gentleman beneath the city in his underworks. There he offered 2 possible work opportunities in which you accepted both. The first of which is going to send you towards the swamp town of Berleben to the north-northeast. And then from there, head far northeast to Shady Creek Run to converse with and retrieve an ally of his he had not been able to do business with in a while. So, you gathered your materials, got your wagon and horses, made your way northward on the Bromkiln Byway towards the Labenda Swamp. Along that path, you managed to encounter what seemed to be a shack-living hermited orc of some unknown background. Continuing northward, you slept in a cluster of trees where you were ambushed by a wandering troop of goblins and ogres. Upon escaping their clutches, defeating most of them, only one, I believe, got free, you gathered what information you could, and managing to keep out of the rain, you slept beneath your cart and awaited the next morning. So, as we come back in, you all have had your long rest, so if you haven't marked that in your character sheet, please do so.
And we've leveled up.
No.
Level 6.
No, that didn't happen. So as you come to, the cold morning greets you. The low mists and fog seem to still clutch the outer edges of the forest trees beyond your peripheral. You can just see the dark shapes of the trunks against the kind of obscured gray. The mist and dew that is gathered on the grass and bits of vegetation near the base of the floor where you slept has turned to frost with the cold night. And most of you managed to complete your rest uncomfortably, but awake to chattering teeth and the shaking of your body, except for
I walk
Jester.
around and just crunch all of that frost on the grass. Crunch, 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 crunch.
So, the morning is yours. What do you wish to do?
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Well, you never fucking get cold or nothing?
I don't think so, no.
Let's get up and moving then, I
Yeah,
guess.
please. Maybe any, like, whiskey or something? Not. You got any booze?
Of course I do.
Would you mind a swig?
Sure. Here's my flask.
Thanks. It's always full.
Is it always full or is it always just like almost empty?
You know, I can't see inside it, so I don't know. But I'm sure there's some sort of experiment we could do to... It's all right. You can have as much as you want. It's endless.
You don't have to buy alcohol at all anymore?
No. Well, I mean, I rarely did anyway. I stole it, but but now I don't have to do that either.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's about 2/3 full most of the time.
May I try it?
It's very optimistic
Sure.
of you.
It's really good. It just spreads through your chest like a
How
fire.
do you decide which alcohol is in it?
I decided the first time, and that's what it is always.
What if you get sick of it and you can't empty it out?
Why would I get sick of it? It's wonderful.
Well, what if like you want to try a different thing, like
Schnozberry.
yeah?
Yeah, does it only fill up with one kind of alcohol?
Yes, it replenishes with my favorite kind of whiskey.
Which is...
The kind that gets you good and drunk.
Oh, good. I didn't know if it had a name or like a...
I've tried that other kind before. It's not
The
much.
kind that doesn't get you drunk is not very good.
Good and drunk.
Yeah.
Can you get it empty or close to empty if you try?
I could try.
I am not suggesting you try.
I think it's a good
I think
experiment.
so
I
too.
do too.
Wow.
They already started it.
No, maybe we shouldn't do that right before we go to the swamp where we're going to fight people.
Alcohol.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, I'll drink a bunch.
Okay, you are very drunk.
Did it get
I
lower?
grab it and shake it with my thumb over the
I mean, it's
spigot.
still filled with liquid. Oh, wow. I mean, you drank a lot, and it feels like half full.
Should you puke it up?
No, waste it.
I mean, but we can't really waste it.
Yeah, it's bottomless.
We've already used it at this point, really.
I guess I could. Should I throw up now?
Maybe we should
In the
try.
name of science.
Stick something down my throat.
No, just put your finger down your throat.
Open up!
Puke.
Open up!
Did it work?
Essentially, yes.
I don't want to hold your throat.
This is really. This is
He's
everything.
pointing up though, so it just projectile bouncing Betty vomits
That was
everywhere.
in a very Ren and Stimpy fashion. Jester just begins jamming the stick into Nut's gullet before the brackish brown whiskey comes back up in a mild spray against the nearby, now damp dirt and grass.
Is it steaming in the early morning cold?
It would be.
This is a fucked up way to start a morning.
Nope, not really.
Probably not. How is your esophagus after that?
A little sticky.
Little salsa.
Yeah.
Little Bernie.
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I think 4?
How many members of the Mighty Nein are there?
9.
She's okay.
But 2 are always gone.
I feel like when I see someone else throw up, I feel like I'm almost like I do.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's a violent reaction.
Jester, help her out there. She's in need.
Do you want me to stick something down your throat?
No, I mean, I don't know if that will help. I think it was just gross to see, you know. It's still happening.
It's gross. That's
still happening.
Is it just seeing someone throw, or is it also hearing the sound that makes it worse? Like if I just went, is that?
Yeah, I
is
think
that?
it's the sound too.
Okay.
It's like, it's
Boy, looking at our map, how much longer do I think we have to go to get to our destination?
If you move quickly, you can probably get there right around sunset.
Is this quickly like not paying close attention quickly?
It's not carefully and quietly
I think
quickly.
we're good for that.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're not concerned at all about that, what do you call it when you get ambushed?
Ambush.
Last night.
You're our strategy guy, right? Okay.
It's early in the morning. I'm not awake yet.
We beat them though.
Yeah, no, I've been traveling for years. I've been ambushed dozens of times. It's just,
All right, I'm just checking. Didn't know
it
if anybody
normally-
was alarmed.
Ogres that.
no, that was new and exciting.
especially if we're staying on the main path, you know. We'll see anything that's pops up or.
All right, fair enough.
We want to rush. You want to rush? Why not take it slow? And we're going to get to the swamp just as the sun is going down if we rush, and that is full of nasty things, I'm sure.
That's actually
That's a very
good
fair point.
So if we go slower,
We'll get there midday.
yeah.
Carefully then.
I don't mind. I don't mind camping out.
One more time?
One more time.
You all are an enjoyable lot. It will be fun.
That was very believable.
I think he
Caleb.
was being
I was
genuine.
very impressed by that. Thank you.
I feel like that was the most emotion.
Yeah, that
Like
they've
and
ever
heartfelt. Yeah.
Is Caleb blushing at all?
A little. His ears are getting a little pink.
Yeah, maybe a little.
All right, saddle up them doggies.
Wow.
Does anybody else want to drive the cart today, or do you want me to keep driving it?
I'll drive if you want to switch out and maybe look around a bit. Yeah, all right. I got it.
Boy, it's going to be so great when you're
Now that I
revealed to
see
be
you
like
want to be in back.
Welsh.
All right, so Molly up front, keeping the horse on task. You guys pick up the pace and get back out of the forest main cluster onto the Bromkiln byway and heading northeast once more.
Carefully.
Now you're moving at the
We
slowest pace.
decided to go.
No,
Slowest pace.
medium, a 5.
A normal pace.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
I drive the cart at a medium pace. All right.
But not willy-nilly, not galloping at pace.
Right. Okay. So you pressing forward. What two are maintaining watch as you
I
progress?
want to watch.
I want to watch.
All right. So one of you is aiding the other. Who is helming the
I
roll?
want to stand on the cart and stand up for the ride and look around.
I will aid
It's like
Jester.
Wadib riding the sand worry, just standing
I'll
up.
just put my hands on Molly's horns and.
I'm into this.
There you go.
I'll take the back.
Okay.
Caleb, can I hold from Kinnigan?
So am I rolling?
Twice.
Twice?
Twice, yes.
I like him.
Okay.
I also do have a large tapestry that's relatively clean if anyone's feeling cold.
First roll, first roll.
That's not good.
At least 2 hours a day myself.
Could we make that tapestry into coats?
Fine.
I mean,
9?
I
one.
mean, you know,
well,
'cause it's
like 5 coats for you.
appropriate.
Okay.
We can have that conversation.
For the first half of the day, you continue along the path. It gets rough in places, and at one point, one of the wheels slams into a rock, and you have to double check and make sure it didn't take any damage. It seems to be okay.
We saw that.
I can try.
But for the first half of the day, nothing catches your eye in particular. The mist is burned off at this point, and what looks to be a bit of sunlight is breaking through the clouds. It seems the storm from the evening before has passed. And there, you can see now over the mostly gray cloud cover, there are breaks in it, and from this distance you can see these visible beams of sunlight just slowly coasting across the grass fields as you see the heavy high grass kind of pushing and pulling with each burst of breeze that makes its way across the valley. It's very beautiful here in the center of the Empire, and it's a very relaxing ride, though you know you're bookending your travel with tension to stress. So you're taking this moment in to kind of appreciate what it is the Empire protects and what the people within are fighting for in the coming conflict. Second half of the day, same people on watch?
I'll take a watch.
Yeah, I'll take a watch.
I'll sit down. I've been standing for such a long
It's true, yeah. Give those ankles a rest. All right, so who's helming the roll?
I'll hum.
All right, so you're aiding Bo. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
18.
18.
Sorry, 17.
All right.
17.
17. All right, continuing your pace, Bose, you're watching out from what appears to be kind of a northwestern direction. You see what looks to be a dark shape come over one of the hilltops, wide and encompassing. We see
Moving?
Far?
it seems to be a number of miles out of the way, almost on the horizon. You can see that there's a series of rolling hills in that direction that kind of obscure what lies beyond that area. And you watch as one of the hills just goes dark on top, like the coloration just gets covered in shade.
What does the weather look like? Are there clouds in the sky?
There are clouds in the sky. I mean, it's especially this time of year, it's generally pretty cloudy here in the Empire. You've seen breaks in the clouds as you've traveled for most of the day, and it's been warmer than usual, so it's been a welcome change of pace for what you're used to. But this is not characteristic of cloud cover, as most everything here has some level of shade.
Still rolling grasslands, or are there trees off to the side?
There are bits of trees and clusters of them, nothing that would be considered like a major forest. You know, what you slept in the night before is probably the largest cluster you've seen in your travel today so far, so this kind of catches you.
So it looks like the landscape is going dark, not something moved in front of it?
Correct.
Or like something
Best you can
moving?
tell at this distance.
Who's got good eyes and knows about clouds and shit?
Caleb knows about clouds.
Yeah, I've spent a long time on the road too.
That look natural to you?
You both look out there as you travel for the next 10 minutes or so, and you can see what looks to be faint glimmers in that kind of moving shadow as a bit of sunlight travels over it. And it's at that moment you realize what this is. It's a legion. What was a dark shadow appears to be hundreds and hundreds of soldiers, an army regiment that is shifting from the northwestern side of the Empire to cross over the byway heading east. And as you continue your pace forward, you get to a point where you may intersect with their path if you continue, or you can slow down or speed up. It's your choice.
Yeah, there are a lot of soldiers ahead, and I don't think we should have anything to do with them.
Plus, if we wait, it'll take a really long time for them to cross the road.
That's a very good point.
I mean, if we move, though, we have to move fast and maybe a little bit carefully.
Go!
All right, yeah, okay.
So with that, the horses begin to pick up pace. You all kind of grab the sides of the cart as it begins to whir and kick its way across the street. The horses galloping, framing the two different sides of the cart as you pick up speed. You come up over one of the hills and then down another embankment. As you curve around the side, you can see there's a part where the grass is kind of overgrown a large majority of the road here, but you kind of coasted to the center. Go ahead.
We should stand up and ride it like a surfboard.
Let's not do that.
Like Seawolf?
Yeah.
Make a general animal handling check, if you don't mind, Molly.
Check.
Are they coming from?
7.
Okay, so
That's terrible.
as you hit that portion of the road, you're having a hard time steering the horses. You're not entirely familiar enough to pull on the rein of multiple at a single time to get the shift in movement, and they begin to careen a little bit off of the path, almost trying to hide into the grass embankment, which slows your movement down ever so slightly before one of the wheels suddenly and is now digging into the ground.
I can desperately try and rewrite this stuff, I suppose, is the...
Did it break the wheel?
Did it break
The cart is now kind of sitting at a backward angle, and it's slowing down.
Turn to the other side of the cart and try to balance it so the wheel comes up.
I'm gonna pull hard on the rein and see if I can get it out of the.
Can I
And
go
continue or stop?
Oh, are we stop?
That's no. It's grinding to a halt.
Okay, I'm stopping the whole thing really quickly, and we're gonna
Let me, I'm gonna hop off the horse and go look.
Okay, you go in.
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I kind of go ahead a little bit and see if I find any hidden paths that might cut through this field, off the main road. Scout ahead a little bit.
Okay, so go make an investigation check. You go and check, and it looks like some sort of heavy rock that was hidden and obscured in the grass just off the road had slammed into both wheels on the left side. The front one had bent. The wood had kind of splintered inward, and the metallic rim on the inside had bent inward. The other one had completely been pushed inward and knocked the angle, and it's pretty wrecked.
Oh no, is it fixable?
Do any of you guys have tools to
Wagon tools?
to fix a wagon? I mean,
How would we know?
what toolkits would you guys have at your disposal?
Background would tell you, if you chose a background, what a bag
Correct. Your background may have
shit you have.
abilities that can help you in this scenario as well.
Okay,
So
okay.
I have vehicles and water.
things that are helpful: carpenter's tools, possibly. That's kind of rough.
I have ball bearings.
I have an axe.
Pretty sure I saw carpenter's tools and I was like, who needs that?
Anybody?
I've got a hammer. I've got some rope. I can kind of, I don't know.
No, you
We
guys.
can. I have rope. I have lots of rope.
I think we're gonna need to double up on these horses, you guys.
Yeah, and
Or
get
at
all
least
of
don't
our
hitch 'em
stuff
from the
off of
wagon.
the cart.
Yeah.
But I have our giant lead safe in here.
Oh, yeah.
How heavy is it?
It's pretty heavy.
As you guys are having this conversation, you can see now the regiment is now coming up over a nearer hill, and it's about maybe a half a mile off from you now. As it's marching, you'd hear just a kind of rustling of hundreds and hundreds of footfalls making their way through the field. Looks like they're going to be probably passing in front of you.
Should we hide?
Or ask to see if we can.
You rolled a 15.
Get something fixed.
There is no natural paths here. It's an open field, so there are areas where the grass isn't quite as dense, and there are some spots where it looks like some of the dirt isn't as receptive to grass, and so you can find patches of dry ground, but there are no paths that you notice leading out of this space, unfortunately.
Mending magic.
I have mending! I have a mending cantrip.
You do. What's the space on mending? What's the
Welcome.
Out loud.
I was sitting here saying, if only we had a mending cantrip
I
of
have
some
that.
kind.
I have for 2 minutes been thinking, oh my, I had the mending spell.
You guys, I can mend things. Thanks for
You're
reminding
welcome.
me of that
Well,
knowledge.
I just had to say it out loud. My inside voice.
Yeah, well, I
Can't
had
you
to.
try it on the wheel?
Yeah, I can try it.
Let's just do it.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
So, as you focus on the front wheel, the one that had just like dented inward and the wood had kind of splintered a bit, that was kind of barely keeping it up, you watch as the wheel rights itself. The metal bends back into place. The wood splinters kick right in, and the spokes are as if they were untouched.
Amazing.
Yes, you are. That was
It would have been way
incredible.
more amazing if I remembered that I could do this. Let me try it on this other wheel, though.
Wait, we have 2 broken wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one was partially damaged, the other one was pretty wrecked. The other wheel, unfortunately, has taken a fair amount of damage from the impact, and while that lower half of it has broken inward, it's splintered out, and it's kind of bent its way off of the axle. So, unfortunately, it's a bit too big for the mending cantrip to fix.
Can I try to
I still think
punch
you're
it
amazing.
into place? Or it's...
It's pretty wrecked. You do have 3 wheels, which means you could try
One of
it.
us could
It's
be a wheel?
Yasha curls up around the axle.
Let's.
How far away is the army?
You probably have about 10 minutes before they cross over the byway.
Okay, I'm gonna come over and be like, I think we should hide and wait till these guys pass with this being the situation.
How tall is the grass around here?
Beauregard, Caleb, Molly, and Jester. You guys notice breaking away from the regiment above, you see a cluster of horses heading in your direction.
Well, I'm already going to.
We're kind of out in the open.
Well, we're gonna get questioned.
We could pull the cart off the road if Yasha just picks it up and like runs along with it.
We could also kill those people and take their horses.
No, I think the army would see it though.
I'll use disguise self, and I'll turn myself into a Crown's Guard.
No, you should hide.
We should look like we're just, you know, like people that are like peasants or something.
I agree. What's our story? What's our story?
I'm escorting you to the Labenda swamp, right, to retrieve stuff for the crown for Zadash.
No, because our family, we needed help because, you know, because our family is in the swamp.
We could say we're helping out, what was her name?
We're just traveling hired hands.
Yeah,
we're just traveling hired hands. We're just gonna go to the swamp and help and look for yard work.
You should move the safe.
In the swamp?
You should move the safe off.
I push the safe off the cart.
Yeah, Yasha and Jester should
I'm gonna. Are there any woods
There's
or
nothing
anywhere
in
to hide?
it.
It's high grass. The grass off the road where you guys are standing right now is, for you, almost shoulder
Go
high.
in the grass.
Stealth check.
Okay.
I am just going to sit on the wagon-looking board.
I just want it. It's in this. It's
22.
in the bag.
22.
Am I still drunk? Do I need to?
No, you've been traveling for half a day since you left, so you've pretty much sobered up. Bit of a headache.
Maybe
It's
they can
just
help
a.
us
It's
fix
just
our
a
wheel.
big
That's my
safe.
thought.
The
We
good
just-
stuff's in my bag. Don't worry.
So 5 horses have now galloped up and begin to slow to a trot as they come up alongside, kind of loosely circling the side of your cart in the direction of where the Legion is. And as they approach, they're all dressed in righteous brand full armor, helmets on, blades or bows slung across the shoulders. One of them approaches to, "Hail!
Hail.
Hail! Good day.
Apologies, we're going to be crossing the road here shortly. We may require your patience in shifting."
We have a broken wheel anyway. We're not moving at a particular speed at the moment.
Could you help us?
Actually.
Of course. Just out of curiosity, where are you headed?
We're headed to this swamp place.
We were headed north.
Labenda.
The Labenda swamp.
Labenda.
Just up ahead.
I wouldn't wish that upon my worst foe. Well, good luck. I'm Captain Maximilian from Druvenlode.
Captain.
What does he look like?
Now, from what you can see through the helmet, you see what looks to be like a well-trimmed kind of a bit of chin facial hair, short that kind of comes up from under the lip. No mustache, but you can't see if it continues to the rest of his face.
Where's he from again?
Druvenlode.
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 Load or load?
Druvenlode.
Max load. Got it.
God damn it. Where are you all headed?
Just a little hatch mark every time.
Just carve it in the back of your DM screen like a prisoner.
At the end of the campaign, you're gonna look at my side of the wormwood table, and it's just like all these like horrible marks carved into the wood.
Like Zaz from the Batman comics.
Captain, where are you headed en masse like this today?
Well, it seems that the forces of the Empire are heading east to keep the rest of you safe. Let me see what we can do.
Thank you so much.
He turns the horse around and begins to head on back. 3 follow him while 2 just kind of stay in the area, not close to you, but just kind of holding down the fort, keeping an eye on the road and
Do
looking behind.
either of them have saddlebags?
They both do, yeah.
Can I just do a little mage handy, just a little fishing in the one that's closest to me?
You very well may. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Do any of us see this?
This can't possibly end poorly.
24.
24. None of you see this. None of you.
Nope.
Especially not him or his horse. With a slight.
You included the horse.
Yeah.
I mean, horses notice things.
Slip that horse the finger.
Yeah.
Fuck you, horse.
So you watch the saddlebag kind of flips open gingerly, and then reaches in, and a small, almost like a pouch of some kind, relatively heavy, slips out and makes its way over to you, into your grasp.
Okay. Just hold on to it.
Okay.
Maybe, can I peek inside?
You do. It is filled with what appears to be dry oats and corn.
It's a good one.
Bunch of little things.
He's gonna vomit.
Can we ask you, are you familiar with the Labenda Swamp?
So the captain's ridden off. So one of the two other people that are there, you now look within the armor. One is male, one is female, and the female soldier turns to you. She has kind of a tense stare and kind of a broad-shouldered look as she turns your direction. I've never been, but I hear it's pretty shitty.
Seems the same as what he just said. We're not quite sure what to expect. Any tales or stories you can share?
From what I've heard, at the very least, it's not very comfortable, but people seem to like it and live there still. It's one of the older provinces in the Empire, that I know. Not for me.
Would you rather be headed there or where you're heading?
That's not really a question, unfortunately. In times of war, we go where we're needed. And we're needed to the east. So that you don't have to go and wade into the battlefield yourselves.
How long have you been a soldier?
This would be my 8th circle.
Have you seen the front line before?
I have not. I'm both terrified and eager. You know, you daydream of glory, and then who knows when to get there, but I get the sense that you've seen your fair share of battle in your day, right? And he looks right towards Yasha, this kind of hulking woman with a giant two-handed greatsword on her back. At this point, another series of clomping catches up to you, and you can see the captain's returned with his 2 other soldiers and 2 men who are in similar colors as the Righteous Brand Regiment, but not in armor. They carry large packs on their side, and you can hear the jangling of metal implements inside. One of them has what looks to be some pieces of wood, some strips, and they get off the horse and disembark. The captain goes, "Right, there's the cart. Go ahead and do your business. We're going to do our best to get you back on the road, friends."
Thank you.
Thanks, Captain.
Thank you so much for your help, too.
Of course, of course. The 2 gentlemen go over and kind of start giving each other commands. All right, lift up there. One of them pulls it up. The
Do
other
you need
one's
any help?
oh, by all means, if you have it. Right then. Chester's now holding the whole cart up by herself. And they get down, pull the wheel off, and then begin to bend it back into place. One of them goes through a small pack of various pieces of wood, some that appear to have been soaked and are somewhat pliable, ends up replacing the broken wood, nailing it in place. Just to be safe, they go ahead and take some rope and tie it over the wheel very taut to try and hold the bent wood. This should get you at least to town. I can't guarantee it'll last you for a long journey, but recommended replacement once you get there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Come on. They get back on their horses and they ride back. At this point, the regiment has now crossed over the road, and you can now see just hundreds of soldiers going across the byway. At which point, the captain gives a nod, puts his helmet back on. Well, I wish you all luck. Stay safe, and I hope that if luck is kind to us, we'll cross paths again.
You stay safe as well.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Bye. Everybody be safe.
They turn around and they make their way back up to the rest of the army. And about another 25 minutes or so it takes for the group of soldiers to finally cross over the path.
It actually was faster than I expected.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge army per se. Not as big as the one you saw leaving Zadash. In total, it might have been maybe 1,000 soldiers.
Like the Kiss Army, basically. It's like
Kiss Army.
So, now that the way is open, your cart seems to have been temporarily repaired. You make your way back onto the road and continue heading north.
Could I try mending again and just see if what they did made it to where I can fix it now?
Sure. I'll say for the purposes of this, go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Oh no, I'm wise.
That was the most insane roll I've ever seen.
23.
Seeing,
No, wait, that's a lie. That was a save. 20.
There you go. Because you were so close, you're able to see all the points in which they attempted to repair the wheel And now that they've kind of closed the gap on what is currently cracked and on the verge of collapsing, if this fix wasn't centered around it, you manage to concentrate, and with that, each one of those, you watch as the wood refixes itself and becomes a solid wheel.
Ta-da!
That is very handy gesture.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good trick.
It's fitting that the traveler helps fix a wheel.
Right?
It's very poetic.
Yes.
I like it.
Caleb, that's almost as powerful as the shit that you do.
Let's not get crazy. What he can do is incredible. He can. He's really. Have you seen him in action?
Have you seen my lollipop?
She did just
very
lift
pretty.
her carriage.
Oh yes, she's super strong. Yeah, it's just her magic. There's no.
Don't make me inflict wounds on you. Not.
There's nothing that's being said here that can't be said at full momentum.
And with that, the cart lurches forward. You all kind of like have to catch up real fast to scamper back onto the cart as Molly's picked it up against once more. But you get yourself back on the road and heading northward.
Yeah.
Keeping watch for the rest of the way. Eventually the sun comes close to setting, and you haven't quite gotten within visual range of the swamp. You're coming to a relatively hilly portion of the terrain, and ahead it looks like most of the valley tends to cruise upward, where the hills are now cresting and obscuring the horizon. But the sun is setting, so you may be looking somewhere to camp unless you want to push through the night.
Camp
I think we should camp because then we will hit this swamp at a more advantageous moment. Yeah.
See if we can find a rise in one of these hills and camp at the top.
Hey, Ford.
Yep.
You had any more weird dreams?
Nope. No. Very, very peaceful actually.
Are your dreams affected by like the weather? Like if you're out, if it's cold, did you like, throw up like ice shards instead of salt water or something? Because that could be cool.
Yeah, I could see how that would appear that way.
Painful, probably.
Yeah.
More of that.
True.
It hasn't happened that frequently.
Okay.
Yeah, but not yet. If it does, I'll let you know.
How frequent is it?
It's only happened a couple of times, honestly.
A couple of times you have spit out seawater.
Well, yeah. Just the once, actually.
We don't know if it's seawater though, right? It could be like saline. Saline solution.
Do you wear contacts?
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink that stuff. It's for rinsing and.
Yeah, here it gives you the shakes.
I don't abide by the rules. I walk my own path. Like a twister, I was born to walk alone.
Maybe that's your problem this whole time.
Fuck the rules. Give me saline or give me death.
Smash cut to Ford's grave.
Yeah. Well, shit.
We gave him saline.
Yeah.
This week's episode brought to you by Bausch & Lomb.
All right, so as you continue up towards this particular hill crest, there is a small patch of high bushes and what looks to have been at one point an older campsite where you can see there's a clearing of the grass where it's just mostly rock and dirt with some bits of dried brush. It looks like there's a rock formation with a bit of charcoal and blackened ground where a fireplace had previously been set.
This will do just perfectly.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Set it up.
All right, so you guys bring the cart on the side, set up your evening arrangement, light a small fire there in that same rock circle. Who's taking first watch?
Silver thread around the fire.
I'll take first.
Okay.
I'll join.
All right, so one of you go ahead and make the watch roll with advantage as the other is giving a...
Natural 20.
Nice. In the vicinity, as the dark night takes over, there is no moonlight. It is very dark, but you do catch a flash in the distance.
Oh.
Ooh.
And another.
1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Is it getting closer? Or is it?
You listen for a while, and it is getting closer.
Are we exposed? Like out?
You guys are out in the open.
We're
yeah.
at the top of a rise, so we can see really well.
We're gonna get rained on.
Can we all huddle under the?
You're not awake.
I mean,
I don't mind.
Do we have anything? We don't have actual tents, do we? We don't have any proper tents.
Not unless any of you have it within your pack, but otherwise all you have is the cart.
This is why we should have taken that circus tent,
I have an
man.
idea. Let's carve the bellies out of the horses and we climb inside.
So that we don't get wet?
Yeah.
Full tauntaun style.
Are there any caves nearby? I mean, we're kind of by a thing.
We're all field.
You're in the middle of a field right now. It's hilly terrain, and the topography shifts a bit. But right now, all you see is darkness beyond your immediate dark vision peripheral.
How many of us can fit under that cart, I wonder?
And even then, the ground's going to
get disgusting.
Soaking.
The occasional flash of light you see in the distance begins to frame what looks to be an ominous shape far to the north. What looks to be the beginnings of a mountain range that you haven't been able to see previously, or hadn't paid attention with the darkening sky.
Did you guys wake us up because of the storm, I'm assuming?
I think the storm's going to wake you up soon enough.
Yeah.
And it does. You all eventually, those who are taking the first part of your evening's rest, come to as the storm begins to come over. The weather gets colder, and you feel the rain probably imminent within the next hour.
Where's the man?
Yeah, I was curious of that too.
What's he looking for?
The map.
Oh, it's right there.
Get out the map!
How close are we to the Shurhasian border?
Yeah. We're pretty far
We're
away.
far.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of.
We're going here.
And they were
Oh, so this must be the mountain range.
not explosions or orange or red.
No, these are lightning bolts in the distance. From the
Oh,
storm.
there's Druid load.
Yeah.
There's
That's
max
where they are
load.
from. Silverkel Ridge, perhaps. Hoppaduke is beyond,
Is beyond the
that
range.
mountain range.
Wait,
Are we
does
gonna
that
have
mean
to
that
go
guy was
over
named
or-
after a whole city? Does that mean he owns a city?
What?
I think that was yours.
He's from Druvenmote.
Oh, I thought that was
His name
last
was
name.
Captain Maximilian.
But I mean, if he's taken like the Leonardo da Vinci approach, then it could be accurate. Max of load.
I think we just need to hunker down.
I'll take the next watch because I don't mind the rain.
The rain begins to kick through the vicinity
I'll take next watch too.
as the fire begins to go out.
I'm getting underneath the
Smoke
cart.
beginning to rise.
I'm gonna get on the cart and try and put my cloak over me.
Okay. The cloak you do have is treated with supple wax to try and resist most water. You'll still probably be a bit soggy in the morning, but it's doable.
I'm staying up. I like the rain.
Okay.
I look at Molly underneath me on the cart and I like fart a little bit. Just a little. I'm down here too.
That's a little.
Not a little one. Don't gamble on those.
Alcohol and
I
beef
definitely
jerky,
noticed
man.
it smelled like fucking roses.
Sorry.
All right. The first watch goes beyond the rain without incident. Who's taking the second watch?
It was this big group of us,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it was.
Is there enough people left over to do the last watch of the night? If it's all of
I'll
us?
take last. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So it's the three of us?
Well, there's only been the second. There's only been the first watch.
Right.
Right.
Which
The first
was
is Molly and I. Next
Yeah.
one is Caleb and Jester.
Oh, Caleb and Jester next one?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. All right, so Caleb and Jester, it's on your watch now. Who's keeping up? Who's the point man on that watch?
Your eyesight is
Yeah,
better than mine.
So go ahead and make your check.
Just regular plain old check.
At this point, it's midnight, so yeah, it'd be pitch black.
That's not bad.
It's terrible.
19.
Okay. As you keep a watch throughout the area, now without the warm glow of the fire to give you a good visual perspective, all you can go by are the distant flashes and sometimes close flashes of lightning. A loud one hits, probably striking a tree no more than 2 or 3 miles from where you are. And all of you kind of get jostled awake for a moment before having to get yourself back to sleep.
Big one. Did you see that?
That's a big one, yeah.
If I could have everybody leave the table
Sorry,
except for
yeah.
Yasha, please.
What?
Oh shit.
The storm.
Yasha was.
Storm.
As much as everyone else is attempting and jostling around to get rest through the night's weather, there's something comforting about the sound of rolling thunder to you. Always kind of has been, but more so in recent years. And as unconsciousness comes to you, what usually means dreamless sleep. Welcome to be dreamless. Because not all dreams are good for you. Not all memories are good for you. But as the dark takes you, there's a flash of light, the sound of thunder, and there's a vision, a memory. People all around you, but faced away. People you know, people you grew up with, but all looking the opposite direction. It fades to dark. There's another flash, and you've pushed through them, and you see an elevated piece of ground, the central rock, in the shape of a figure, though you can't see it. It's obscured by the low light. You do know who that shape is. It goes to dark. And it stays dark for a while, to the point where you are longing for that next vision, clamoring for it. And you feel this like searing pain burning up each of your arms. You look down but can see nothing except for flames curling up the side. Dull, bluish purple flames that create the outline of your forearms. It burns up to the tips of your fingers. Flash once more. And around you are just bodies. Creatures. People, children, monsters, dozens and dozens of corpses carved and torn asunder, and where you saw the blue flame up your arm, you just see blood, dripping, fresh, crimson, onto the ground. The only sound you hear, the vision fades to darkness once more. Another blast, and there you see it. The ruined statue. The one beacon of nameless hope that pulled you out of that darkness. Missing part of its torso, the head mostly cleaved. A kilter, the land seemingly ejecting the presence of what this statue represents. Your eyes look down and focus at the base. And as the vision begins to fade to black once more, your eyes focus on that single disc, the 4 bolts of lightning. Darkness takes you once more. The next flash hits, and you're just walking. Your lips are parched, your muscles ache. You look over your shoulder, and you see before you the memory of the land you grew up. The waste beyond the central swamp of Shorehouse. But it is crawling with thousands and thousands of worms. At this perspective, it looks like it's so small, but for these worms to be where they are, they would be so immense at this distance. The perspective is almost dizzying, and you look away, and you glance up back at that mountain. And in spite of that pain, you continue to push. The vision fades. And this time the darkness lingers. And the confusion wells in. The desperation for something. It's not fair. It's not fair to be given just a few glimpses and no opportunity, no chance. How do you make this right? What do you make right? What did you do? What is there? One final, loud, shattering, shaking flash of light and rolling thunder brings to you one singular vision of a figure in the dark center of a storm cloud swirling. The wind buffets your shoulders with freezing air. You feel your hair being whipped and thrown around your face, stinging as it slaps against your cheeks and eyes. The same figure, that statue that had pulled you from the darkness once before, stands made of the same roaring and roiling clouds and rain and wind, stepping out of the sky towards you. You can see the muscle-bound form, the gray flesh, formless yet solid, as it steps down like a titan from the sky. The foot lands, but a quarter mile from where you stand, but the impact causes the ground beneath you to quake. And you strangely feel comfort. You can't look away from this figure. As the hand comes down and gently rests on the ground before you, before it turns upward to a palm. And a sourceless voice comes into your head. A voice you've never heard. For all that you've chased this mystery, what this beacon is, this is the first time you've heard a voice through this imagery. And all it says is, you walk the right path. Be strong. Don't forget who you were, and decide who you will become. The vision fades back in darkness. Another blast of thunder, and this time you wake up suddenly. The rain's still pouring outside. You're amongst the grass. We get everybody else back in, please?
Okay. Holy moly.
Wake up, you're shivering a bit from the cold of the night air. The ground has dampened even though beneath the car. You were sitting beneath the car, right?
Near it.
You're near it, right?
Go back to New York.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Oh, that would be so fun, though.
Yeah, it would be.
That would
Did you use that as your exit?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean Ashley left?
Never got to say goodbye. She's just gone.
She was just gone. Wait, what?
Say goodbye. So, was she a Jorhassian spy, and are we all dead in our sleep?
Roll a perception check.
Is it water or blood that we're covered in?
So, as you come to consciousness through this evening's rest for your final watch, as you gather after that, sleep is probably not going to find its way to you again for the rest of the evening. Who is taking the final watch with you?
Oh man, Jester and I talked about everything, like everything about childhood, favorite kind of ice cream, and we know everything about each other now.
Pistachio, Rocky Road.
I'm going to mull it over in my sleep. Good night.
Third watch would be Yasha and Nan or Yasha and Bo.
I'll take it.
All right. So one of you two go ahead and make the watch perception roll.
You can do it.
Just make a single roll.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Eight.
Okay. So, as you guys all rest for the final length of the evening, Yasha and I, you stay up, chatting as much as you like or staying as quiet as you like. The rain's still pouring through in sheets heavily.
How you holding up? Can I go under you? Can you be like a shelter for me? Like a lean-to?
Sure. If you want to get under my hood here. Oh, well, that doesn't come out all the time, you know.
How it works.
It's just like if I get really mad.
But your arm is probably big enough to shield me from the rain. Thank you.
Are you dry?
Thank you, yes. I don't like to get wet.
I feel like I don't know if I want to keep doing this.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, Could you just give me a moment?
Give you a moment?
I'm just gonna go to the tree over there.
Do you have to take a piss?
Yes.
All right. I won't look.
Okay.
I go near where the tree was struck.
Okay.
Close to us.
Right. It's about a quarter-mile walk from where you are.
Oh, okay.
But you can head there if you want.
Yeah.
It's not that long of a walk. Quarter mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get there. So a little jaunt down there, soaking wet as the rain still pours down. You approach, and you come to what is the half-splintered form of one of the larger trees in this section. There are a few dotted singular trees or clusters around, but this was once a tall and proud tree. As you approach, you can see near the top it's been carved right down the center, and part of it's just splintered and exploded. There are chunks of wood around the vicinity, and you can see, even amongst the rain on the interior of the exposed trunk, there are still just faintly orange glowing embers from where the bolt had struck through the night.
And a baseball bat.
Baseball bat.
Swing away,
Lemonade. I heard you. And I wanted to thank you for saving me. And I promise you I will be the best servant you ever had. Thank you.
I'm gonna take a piece of the bark, and I'd like to carve the symbol into the tree, the Stormlord symbol.
Okay.
Not very good, but just to have it there.
The bark is a harder utensil to utilize to carve into
Or not,
bark.
sorry, I take a piece of the bark to have,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and I use my sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can take it and carve on the edge there using the tip. Okay. It takes you a few minutes to do so, but you manage to complete the shell of the symbol's outline, and then make your trek back to join up with Nott.
To get a piece of this bark from that powerful lightning that struck it.
You got bark from a lightning struck tree?
Yeah, I just wanted to put it in my things, you know. I like to have things from nature.
Do you collect things? I collect things.
Yeah, I do.
What kind of collections do you have?
Well, I pull out my book. I mostly just put flowers and things in here because I'm collecting them for someone, and I want to keep them all in here from my travels.
Oh, it's beautiful. Is it a special someone?
Yes.
Someone back home? That's so nice.
Yeah. But, well, what are the things you collect?
I collect all sorts of things. I have a button collection. I used to collect stamps. I used to collect different kinds of like vials of different sort of fluids and things like that. I collect soles of shoes, not shoes, just the soles.
Oh, just like the bottom bits.
Yeah, they come in. So there's many different shapes, and sizes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cobblers just throw them away when they're bad. You can fish them out of the trash, and you can have a whole bunch of them.
What do you use them for?
Just nothing. I mean, you can like play little drum things with them.
And should you need to resole your shoes?
Sure. If you string them together, they make sort of like a Roman gladiator belt sort of a thing.
Have you ever put them one on top of the other and make like a platform shoe?
Ooh, I could be a little bit taller.
Yeah.
And I think if you put two on top of each other and sort of push them in, it looks like lips are talking.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like we've gotten to know each other so well.
very much so. Well, do you want to get back under here?
Yes, under your gigantic arm, thank you.
Yeah.
So as Nott cuddles up alongside Yasha's comparably hulking form to keep out of the water. You finish your final watch as you both watch the sun begin to rise over the horizon, or at least you can't see the sun, but you can see the day grows lighter as it makes its way over the cloud cover. The rain is not quite as strong, and the lightning seems to have subsided, but it is still a light drizzle when it comes to the proper morning. As the rest of you come to consciousness, completing your long rest, the day is yours, damp as it may be, as the low fog and mist still now encompasses most of the valley around you. And it's kind of a beautiful sight as you glance around first thing in the morning. You can see only the tops of the hills kind of slowly breaking through the layer of cold mist that kind of hits the lower valleys between that shifting topography. As you look off, you can now have a much better view of the Silverquell Ridge above this large mountain range that marks essentially the for lack of a better term, the geological center of the empire. And as you glance down, you can barely make out what probably might be the swamp.
What's the temperature like right now?
It's pretty cold. I'd say it's probably in the high 40s.
We have to be miserable right now because we are soaking wet and it's cold. This is not my first time.
Stay at the beach.
It's not freezing point yet, but it's definitely cold and wet.
Yeah, no, this is... I miss having like a proper tent and like the wagons were nice. I miss that.
Nice. How'd the rest of the waxed canvas or something?
Something at least.
How'd the rest of the night go? Any lightning strikes or anything crazy?
There was a big one close by.
There was?
That happened right before I went to sleep.
Did you see it?
You see where Jester pointed, or Molly pointed. Yeah. Molly pointed over there. You look and see this large tree is just destroyed and splintered. Kind of this.
That's so rare.
Just tipped it right over.
That's amazing. I mean, right? Lightning struck.
Don't know.
Every time it rains.
I'm gonna run over and look at the tree.
Okay. It's impressive.
Yeah. Can I just like take some little like twigs and pieces of wood and kind of put it in my little component pouch?
Yeah. They're good luck.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I mean,
tree struck by lightning, very good luck.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
I've only seen it hit in the water, and it's
I
just...
heard it was bad luck.
But,
That's what I was told.
It's bad luck for normal people.
Good luck for what kind of people?
Everybody else.
So I should go.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go get some of it too.
Yeah.
Let's just take the whole fucking tree. Dig it up.
Attach it to the back of the horse. Go!
Destroy the cart.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know,
take a look at it.
I am working on a thing. I have not got it figured out yet, but I think that I could make some sort of shelter for us so that this doesn't have to happen again. I haven't worked out all the... What?
A magical shelter?
Amazing.
Or just out of waxed cloth there.
Yeah, how do you mean?
No, magic, of course. But I don't have the... I've been working on it, but I haven't really struck to the heart of it.
Paper?
You need more incense?
Well, I always need those things, but I need more time and more research.
Well, if you come up with an ingredients list, we'll be happy to drum stuff up. So.
Thank you, Molly.
Well, you're talking about making shelter. That sounds great.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah,
What kind of a shelter?
This sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Like just like a dome, like a bubble dome? Can
Well-
we, like, how do you mean?
I have high hopes of... I mean, this is a long ways off, but I would love a large home or a mansion of some kind that you can just... on a whim.
That's
Doesn't that sound
impossible.
amazing?
You can't make something like that.
Caleb can do it if he sets his mind to it.
Like some sort of phantom manor is what you're speaking of. It would just appear and...
Well, then that sounds like that wouldn't be something that's real.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that.
Me neither.
It doesn't have to be
We
real
have
to be
all of
interesting.
us seen magic in our lives.
I like this plan. I'm into it.
Nothing
Well,
is
I mean,
impossible.
I see from her, she fixed a wheel.
You fixed the wheel.
That is correct.
So naturally, she could make a house next.
Maybe I could do it, because I can make a giant lollipop.
Yeah,
so.
maybe you have faith, so you should have faith.
I have lots of faith.
Boy, I tell you. If you can, Caleb, that would be quite remarkable.
Is it considered faith if you just really like somebody?
No.
No.
Oh.
Well, listen, nothing gets the blood warmed like movement, so perhaps we should pick up and get going.
I'm gonna just before we take off, take a look at that tree that got hit, and just I want to examine how it was struck by lightning.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Bo does push-ups while waiting for Molly.
Yeah. Actually, this is more of a nature check.
All right, nature.
old morning routine.
3.
It's struck by lightning, man. Pretty impressive.
Is it kind of? Is it practically like a little bowl now? Is there like did it split? And then
It's split, and then a lot of the tree's still standing, but it's kind of like broken open from the center, and one half of it's just broken away and shot off into multiple pieces.
I'm going to drop a piece of silver in the center, so the next person who comes around and examines this thing finds a piece of silver.
Okay, cool.
Also, Caleb has watched Beauregard just go to town on like 100 push-ups or something, and I go maybe 40 feet away, and I try as well, and I do 1 push-up.
Yes.
Well done.
And then I go study Sifduthar spell tome some more instead of going to 2.
Fair enough.
Are we waiting here for a while?
No,
Is that what's going on?
I think everybody's moving on.
I'm on back of the cart. Like before.
All right.
Oh.
So,
we're on a moving cart.
who you are
I
now?
want to ride on a horse today.
Just jumps onto one of the horses' backs as you guys begin to pick up speed and head down. You're now like at the very, very top of this major series of hill clusters, essentially, and making your way down towards the base of the Silver Quell Ridge.
As we travel, I'm going to try to make acid. Probably not a great idea, but I'm going to...
Do you have alchemist supplies on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bought a kit. I've been trying to do it for a while, but we've never stopped.
All right. All right.
Play the sitar right now.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
So I would like you to go ahead and make hold on. It's roll plus proficiency because you're proficient in alchemical supplies. Plus, this will have to be dexterity at disadvantage because you're in the back of a moving cart.
Wooden wheel cart.
Okay, so 16.
All right.
Plus proficiency is 19.
Correct.
But now I roll at disadvantage.
Yeah. Roll 20.
9, that's a 12.
It's a 12. You managed to succeed.
Hey!
In spite of the whoa, at one point it gets a little dodgy and you'll almost drop it. You're like, whoa, catch it before it like begins to spill the nearly completed acidic formula all over the center of the wooden cart, eating through it.
You make
But you
cocktails?
Yeah.
You do manage to complete 1 vial of acid, so you can mark that down.
1 vial of acid. Great.
So, as you guys approach the mountain range here, you can see the clouds now that have pressed down obscure the peaks at the top of the range. Now you can just see kind of the darkened mountainous form vanishing up into the top gray, whereas in the distance, sheets of rain that are still coming down, much heavier to the north, kind of obscure your ability to see further beyond the northward valley to either side of the range. You also see at the southern base of the mountains, which is the direction you're heading, you get the sense that the watershed, most of the mountain range seems to almost lean to a southward direction. So the watershed of all the rain pours and slides down the mountain into this one central southern area. And there you see the darkened, tangled, thick swamp of Labenda.
It's gonna
Your
suck even
destination.
more because of this storm.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse.
I mean,
Sitting deep green and distant, tangled and sprawling before you.
How far off is it? About?
From where you are now, I'd say it's maybe 8 or so miles.
Okay.
Hey, at least it's cold, so there won't be a lot of bugs around. Normally, bugs are terrible in swamps, I hear.
I'd rather be cold than have bugs.
Right?
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
All right. Continuing your path on for a little bit of the morning. Eventually you begin to watch as the grasses begin to give way to more, how do I put it? Moistened. It's a fun word to use. Moistened. Terrain. The normal like dry, even after a rain, the damp ground is now becoming sludgy. And the path itself, the road, seems to have been well built and set for this type of travel, but even then, it's starting to gather on the wheels a bit as you ride through, and you can see bits of it are kind of like clustering up and leaving this kind of groove in the ground behind you.
Is anybody, who's on a horse? Am I on the cart or am I on a horse?
Horse.
All right, I'll be in the cart then.
On the cart.
I'm gonna take one of the swords and just start kind of using the flat of the blade to scrape the wheel and like give it an edge to sort of start removing the mud off of and just popping between
Just kind of
the
move
wheels.
around each one, yeah. It doesn't get too bad, thankfully, because it's still pretty slick. It when it clumps on, it generally slides off. It's not, immediately, damp for the first time, most of the vicinity here.
No, and if you start to lose hope, your horse sinks into the mud and it's gone forever.
Yeah, true.
Fucking really traumatized.
The rain does eventually begin to subside. However, the edge of the swamp begins to breach the path that you're heading. You begin to see the swamp grasses take over from the hillside. You begin to see the heavy puddles of swamp bog water beginning to appear to the right and left. The trees you're used to seeing here in the middle of the field are giving way to banyan trees and other thicker trunked, kind of gnarled bases, heavy, thick, vine-covered canopies. The insects begin to fill the air with a word
There wouldn't
buzzing.
be insects because it's cold.
And in addition to the insects, do we start to become aware of wildlife around? Birds and beasts?
Go ahead and make perception check.
Okay.
Do we know anything about where we're going?
Yeah, we're going to see a safe house that the lights have been out at.
The Bron keys.
Yeah, but we don't, like, this is a big swamp. Are any of us good at, like, wood stuff? Is this me? Am I the guy, the girl?
I'm all right at it.
I'm good at nature. I know about I've lived in the woods for a long time.
And I'm okay at surviving.
Yeah.
Okay.
About half an hour or so of travel along the road into the center of the Labenda swamp. The humid air prevents the mounting sweat on your body from evaporating, causing your sweat to pool in your armor in uncomfortable ways. Your breathing is somewhat shallow as you adapt to the moisture in the air around you. The ever-present hum of the buzzing insects begins to just permeate the atmosphere around you, while the musky stench of decaying plants and stagnant water grows stronger the further in you pass. Very low fog, since still relatively early in the day, sits across the surface of the water that's exposed in patches between where the thick roots and soft, rotting vegetation seems to be sitting, almost like a spongy ground.
Can I take my staff and poke it in the marshy bits?
As you push down, it sinks a few inches, and as you pull back, the portion that you had pressed in remains, but the water begins to fill up the space where your staff had pushed in.
On the plus side, I think sitting in the car that Caleb is probably the cleanest he has been in 2 years, because it has been raining nonstop.
So, as you guys continue further into the swamp, you get about another half hour or so on the path before Beauregard, Caleb, Molly, and Jester all at once. You hear this strange, trilled cry of some kind. It's kind of like,
I cast mage armor on myself.
mage armor.
That sounded like it was talking, or did that sound like a bird?
I think it sounded like a bird talking.
But it sounded like an alert to me.
I don't think I heard anything.
Should we call back?
What should we call back?
Okay, that's what we decided to do.
That's not a good idea.
Nope.
Maybe it's a mating call.
Maybe it's just a
I don't
bird.
see how that's any better.
You hear it again, only this time it sounds intense or frantic. The strange, like,
Does it sound like multiple or from the same source?
it sounds singular so far.
Where's it coming from? What area?
It's coming to the right off the road, like deep into the swamp.
It's over there.
Are we gonna stop? We're moving? Or are we?
You guys are still moving forward on the path.
Can we look? Can we see? Can we see into this
Make a
swamp?
perception check.
Natural one!
As you're glancing out there, a piece of like stray vegetation, like falling from one of the nearby trees, kind of flitters into your eye, and you're like, ah!
Ow, ow, ow! I got a
You
leaf.
okay?
No, I think it's a
Use
leaf.
mending.
I use mending on my eye.
Now that we've
No effect.
now that we've continued on, how do the wagon wheels look on the road as we're moving? Are they leaving tracks that's filling in with water behind us at this point, or is it still
Faintly.
maybe-
Faintly.
Not like the staff push though.
No. I mean, well, she was pushing off the path.
Right.
And this road is designed to not sink heavy with the rest of the swamp material. There's a lot of travel happens in and out on this main path, the byway. So as long as you're on the path for the most part, you should be fine.
Is this considered the barrel bin?
You haven't yet. You haven't. Well, this is the path to Berleben. Yeah, the Brom Kiln byway is the road you're taking.
Brom Kiln.
So
this is
the swamp. Oh.
You're in the
road
swamp.
goes through the swamp.
Yes, and Berleben is further in the swamp.
I would say that Caleb has spent a lot of time over the last several years in woods. Can I check to see if I've ever heard that cry before?
Make a nature check.
That is 18.
It sounds similar to a crow, like a crow cry, but it sounds frantic. You've heard the sound similar to it before when you had once as a child watched a crow snatched in the jaws of what appeared to be some sort of hunting cat. And right before its bones were crushed and it went lifeless. It's a very similar sound.
Oh boy, that's specific. No movement that we can see, just the sound.
No, just the sound. I mean, it's loud enough where it's not that far off the road, but it's not in sight right now. There's too many tree trunks obscuring your vision.
Branch canopies over us at this point?
They are, but they're not. It's not super thick. There's still light coming through, and as you travel, there's bits and pieces that overhang the road, but you still have open sky ahead of you. You don't think it's going to continue the further into the swamp you go.
Lord, will you look at my eye? I think there's something still in here.
Yeah, here, look up. Yeah, you got like a tree booger in it.
Lord, get it.
Oh god, this is the worst part. Can I try and get the bug out of her eye?
Roll a dexterity check.
Please be a 1. Please be a 1. Please be a 1.
Patch of the game.
Get rid of your eye patch, all right.
Natural 20.
That's a good
With the deft flick of his finger, he manages to pluck the piece of vegetation from your eye.
Whoa, my hero.
I got it, Jester.
Thank you, Oscar. Thor.
It gently to the side of Molly's cheek.
Ford regurgitates saline solution.
I got it.
Oh my god.
Josh just starts throwing up.
Uh-oh, it's happening again. Does there appear to be any sign of wreckage or anything else that looks like it might not have made its way through this path because of other dangers?
You, who've been keeping a discerning eye, and you rolled what on your perception check before? It was
15, but that was a bit ago.
Yeah, roll again. As you've stopped at this place here.
It's not as good this time. 12.
12. Something shifts in the water ahead, almost just beyond the vision. Something that was stationary before and looked like a log that had just been resting in the water just kind of dips away from you in the direction of the noise.
Nobody move.
I'm going to gently light up one of my swords.
Okay, go ahead and mark that.
If you're going to move...
Have we stopped the cart?
Move onto the cart.
But we're on horses. We're on the path.
Are we on
still?
horses?
You guys are still on the path, yeah.
Should we stop moving the cart?
What did you see? Yeah, we should stop. What'd you see?
Something just moved in the water. It might be able to like hear our movements.
Was
though.
it a snake?
It moved away from you.
Oh. It did move away though.
It moved
What
in the
did it look
direction of
like?
the sound. You hear it again.
I really want to see what it is. Oh, you don't have a bird, you have a cat.
Is this terrain similar at all to
This
Parts
terrain
of
is
Rojas?
pretty similar to you, yeah.
Okay.
And in places where you grew up, some hunting and some places of your nomadic lifestyle put you in terrain very similar to this, so you're pretty comfortable here.
Okay. I take a ball bearing out.
Sure.
I just toss it and throw it into the swamp. See what happens.
Nothing.
such a good sound?
Some poor fish is going to try to eat that.
He's gonna die.
Yeah.
We have a
man,
very
poor
strange
guy.
poop.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
What are you guys doing? Anything?
Can I, I'm gonna use minor illusion, and about 30 feet away above the water, just above the surface of it, I'm gonna create like a little hummingbird and just have it kind of whip back and forth above the water.
Well, that's clever.
Just to see.
Continues for a bit.
Move it a little.
No reaction.
Make it disappear.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
Should we continue on, or?
Maybe we should call out and see if Fabron is here.
Maybe it's Fabron. Maybe that's a.
Maybe it's a call.
We're just getting into this swamp right now, right?
Yeah,
This
you're
is
maybe
just
an hour into it.
So would we know if this is the stretch of road that they were talking about that they were having issues with?
It was issues. It was they were cut off from the safe house. You don't know where the safe house is or what location it is, but
Safe house is in the swamp. It's not in Berleben, right?
as far as you know, yes.
So
we press on.
Maybe
Maybe-
not calling out.
maybe we can climb a tree. Are there any tall trees?
There are a number of tall trees.
Can I start climbing a tree?
Are you good at
Sure. You want to get a little closer and climb a tree?
Sure.
All right. So you go ahead and make a general athletics check as you kind of jump off of the side, kind of your legs kind of into the swamp as they sink about a foot with each step, leaving these heavy footprints behind that fill with water.
21.
21. With that, you kind of make your way through the swamp. The suction doesn't stop you one bit, and you grab the nearby tree and climb to the top and get off to a branch to look in the direction. Make a perception check, please. That's cocked. That's how did you do that?
It was like
No,
evenly
but it was
cocked.
a really good one if it hadn't been. Perception 10.
10? That's enough. Over the edge, you glance down and you can see past the tree line, maybe about 100 or so feet from where you are, there's a small clearing, this kind of open area where the water is. There's a thick bit of black bog. It looks almost like a thick, swampy, tarish, like little pool. You can see a part of a tree has fallen into it, and kind of the liquid is kind of just generally darkening the bottom of where it's been stuck there. You don't know how long it's been there. And there's the dark root and crooked branches and elements of it kind of sticking up in the air. The smell of bog rot is very strong, even from this proximity to it. You see something moving in the center of this bog, struggling, shifting. You see covered in this tar-like material and flailing what looks to be some sort of a humanoid creature of jet black skin. It's not skin, feathers. It's fighting against the swamp. It's small. And you watch as shifting out of the water off to the side, kind of slowly up the bog, probably what Bo saw earlier, what looks to be some sort of reptilian creature with a long snout and a long tail, curving around and making its way slowly towards the bog as the flailing bird creature is attempting to get a...
I cast guiding bolt on the reptilian creature. It's 120 feet distance, and you said that the bog is 100 feet away.
That's true. That was going to be a... it's over here. What's the DC on that?
It's a... Oh, shit. Sorry.
It's all good.
Guiding bolt.
It's a DC on any of your spells.
Plus your wisdom plus 8.
Oh, it's plus 7.
Plus 7 to
It
hit.
fails. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 46. 8, 10, 13.
13 points of damage. All right. As you watch as all this divine energy suddenly bursts and burns around the creature's body, as something's been with this kind of hiss in the direction, looking around, seeing nothing there.
Don't worry, we'll save you. There's a thing and it's trapped, and there's the reptile thing is going to eat it.
Where? Which direction?
Over there, and I point and I start
Where?
climbing over and try to get to it.
Do we even see her anymore?
You see her in the tree. You don't see what she's looking at and pointing at, but she climbs down the tree and begins running in that
It's about
direction.
100 feet away. Don't worry.
Don't worry. What?
What?
She's ran off.
Shit.
Oh, fuck. I'll run off after her.
Same.
What are we saving?
I don't know. We're saving right now. We're saving Jester.
What are we? Okay. Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
still on a horse, yeah? I'm on a horse.
You are, yeah. So you're standing on your horse, taking it there?
Yeah, I'm
You're
staying on
gonna
my horse.
Artax your horse?
How
Okay.
cool is that?
Well, it's cool for the first minute before it goes.
Guiding bolt is an attack thing, so I have to
gotta
roll
roll
an
the hit.
attack. Yeah, that's so.
Oh, gotcha. So roll the attack.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know you saw it in slow-mo, but it didn't work.
You did not roll.
Okay, definitely hits. It's plus 7, 6, 23.
Yeah, that hits. All right, cool. So timeline worked out.
Yay.
So as you approach, this is the visual sight that you see.
And so that we like checked out what's good.
This is what you see.
Oh, so many trees.
Oh my god, look at all these trees.
So this here is the gator that you see making its way there. It is very large.
Oh no, it's really big. Look at that teeny little bird guy.
Jester, as you make your way up over to that side, the rest of you are currently trying to catch up on that end, we'll say earlier. Okay. All right, so that being the case, I need everyone to roll initiative. That'll do.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, hey, it's double digits.
You know what we never do?
What?
Tap into our pool of luck.
Boom.
Ah, shit.
Oh,
Our fate point.
Our thing that we've been hauling around. That's
Yeah, we never use it. We've never ever used it, ever.
Ever. Wait, using the what?
You know the dodecahedron thing?
Oh, yeah. We have to
We've never
focus
used
on it in the
we never
morning.
use it.
You have to stare at it for a
Somebody
minute.
has to stare at
Keep it
it.
in mind.
I have a thought. Is I have a coin, and whoever's holding the coin has that for the day, and then we just pass it around, so you just
I
have
like
this
that.
to chip.
Not a bad
That's
idea.
really smart.
So obviously we didn't do it this morning, but from now on,
We'll just say we passed the coin.
yeah.
Okay.
Luck is for suckers, man.
Who wants it? Who wants it for tomorrow, or for after the fight?
For the next 8 hours?
Yeah.
All right, so heading this direction.
We'll figure it out after the fight.
North.
What if somebody dies in this fight?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
also it's important that it is kept hidden.
so north is that way. That's the direction you're traveling, was this direction.
Okay.
And so you're heading this way.
North is that direction.
So,
Yes.
okay, correct. So, 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
15.
15.
Wow.
Man, that's pretty crappy.
So,
It's not close enough to really do anything yet.
Bo,
So.
you got 15? Molly, you got 15?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You assume there's only one of them.
Alrighty. That brings us to 15 to 10.
14.
Excuse me.
12.
13.
12 as well.
13.
Would you, Jester?
14.
Alright, so.
Jester, Yasha, Caleb, not.
Yeah, 12.
12?
Yeah.
6.
Big 6.
Big 6.
You got 6?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Shooter, coming out.
Alrighty. Bo and Molly, you're up first. At a full double dash, you can catch up at this point to almost to Jester. It's kind of rough terrain because it's a swamp.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys will say get about, oh god, there. And Molly, you're a little bit behind because Bo's just a little faster than you.
Yes.
Should probably do a little.
Correct. So, is that your turn?
Sure.
That gets us to Jester.
So I can go.
You can go.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon!
Dun dun
Alrighty.
dun dun lollipop.
Where are you placing it? 60 feet range or is it?
Oh shit, that's
Yes.
right. It's a 60-foot range. How far can I get it? That's true. Oh, I guess I can run forward first
You
before
can
I
if you
do it.
want to.
I'm gonna run forward and try to get up on that tree.
15. It's rough terrain against the swamp because it's very
Okay. So that's about as far as I can go?
as far as you can get. Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna stand on that log then.
Okay, so you get up on
So
the
I'm
log.
out of the swamp.
Alrighty.
Log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Not meant to stand on this. That's really obnoxious. Yeah. We'll say you're on
I'm on it.
That's fine.
Okay.
You're on it. All right.
On a log.
Well, I guess, wait, I can't get it quite that far, can I?
You can get.
Hold on. Let me just check one last thing before I definitely do that.
You can get almost to it.
Oh yeah?
If it's a 60-foot range.
Okay. I'll put it as close as I can to it.
There is it close to it right there.
Yeah. And then, so that's my bonus action.
Correct.
And for my action, I'm going to wait till it's close enough, and then I'm going to hit it.
Okay, so you're holding.
I'm holding my actual action to attack it.
Can you use an action to hit with it? I think it's a bonus
No, it's a
action.
bonus
to use it.
action.
Sorry.
That's dumb.
From my
No,
perspective,
that's
it looks
dumb on my
like
part.
the gator is super stoked about having this lollipop.
I'm going to.
This is his lucky day.
I'm going to.
One of the trees.
Slide hop just evaporates out of the swamp water and is now hovering there at
I'm
the
going to
ready.
hold Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Do
Holding
cast on
Sacred
it.
Flame. You got it. Ending Jester's turn. That brings us to Yasha. Full run. What's your speed?
40 feet.
40 feet.
Whoa.
You're right up next to Bo.
Fucking linebacker 40.
Alrighty.
Would it? I can't walk in, right?
No, that's double dash. 'Cause you guys all stayed back while Jester ran in.
Got it.
So you're like just barely getting caught up to her at this point.
Okay.
Caleb, you're up.
Oh, I am. Okay, so I am going to stick a root of licorice in my mouth like a hayseed, like I'm Ford, and cast a haste on Knot.
Oh, shit.
So read this, because your armor class is up, you have an extra action per round, you have advantage on dexterity saves.
Where's behind there?
And I will just do my full movement forward, 30
That's
feet.
about as far as you get right there.
Excellent.
Most like comparatively.
Okay.
Just knock him around.
It's nice having to be made of metal.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Got more.
yeah.
God,
So
it
double
chips the paint
movement,
better.
extra action, more AC.
Yes.
That's okay. No, you're up.
Wow, I'm feeling so fast.
Ooh, you could double dash.
I will
So-
dash, to catch up to them, I guess.
So your regular movement speed will get up to where Caleb is.
Okay.
No, sorry, we'll get up to where Molly is.
Then my bonus action dash.
Bonus action dash will get you up to where,
Woo!
up to the edge, about, we'll say where
then you
were.
can still attack.
There, yeah.
But then I get 2 attacks, 2 actions now,
You
right?
have an extra action. Yeah.
Whoa. But that's still out of range of hand crossbow.
Is it?
Well, no, it's not. It's just I have to fire at disadvantage. Right?
Yeah, but up to you.
All right, sure. I'll do that, I guess.
You can use the extra action to go closer as well.
That's true.
Or extra attack.
Okay, I'll use 1 action to get closer. Closer still.
All right.
That's it. Okay. And now
It's swampy.
Yep. And I'll test the air and do a lob shot.
Go for it. Arcing it over with disadvantage.
Okay. Ooh. 2 plus something, so it's 9.
She goes wide, sticks into one of the nearby swamp trees over here. That ends your turn.
That was really close, though.
I'm sorry, Caleb. I failed you.
5, 10, 15, 20.
So he's within
25.
range of my radiant blast now, so I can attack him.
You can. So go ahead and do that as you release the bolts.
Okay, or the Sacred Flame is what I meant to say.
Sacred-
Dexterity of 15.
That's a failure with a 2. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, wait, do I get more because I'm level 5 now? Spell damage increases when you reach. Oh, 2d8, yes. Okay. Whoosh. Oh, good. 3 whole damage. Woo.
All right, 3.
I love this cleric.
That's still something.
It's fucking dumb.
Can't do anything. I suck.
So
I can
as
mend the shit out of some wheels, though, bitches.
it approaches the bird creature, it doesn't have its action to strike it, unfortunately, because it had to get the extra movement. And coming out of the way here, you see.
Called it.
Because at this point, you realize the one that was approaching from the opposite direction that Bo saw the other thing
Yeah,
move.
I was wondering
This
why I
is
was
the
coming from the other direction.
That's
there.
the one that Bo must have seen as it begins to
shit.
emerge from the brush underneath in this like slow growl. You hear like the growling, sucking sound as it approaches.
No!
It's gonna go ahead and attempt to make a strike.
Oh, no! What if it's a trap?
Natural 1. That's fucking lucky. All right. As it attempts to bite out towards it, the small bird creature kind of scrambles backward and manages to like beat its jaw out of the way. It is going to attempt to swing around and swing its tail in its direction. A 2? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah!
Sorry.
Screw you, Snitch.
The dice can hear you.
Okay, apparently. So yeah,
He's still so fast.
although technically the creature is restrained, so it does have advantage on its attacks. Yeah, attack rolls against it have advantage because it is restrained. So the first attack missed the bite.
Like searching
Yeah,
super hard.
Try to find it.
Reffing his own
That
fight.
little
So the
mini.
tail does hit. All right. So the jaws it missed with the 1 and the 2 in the first strike. The second one it swings with its tail. Hey,
I love it.
I'm going by the rules. It's restrained.
Yeah.
It's restrained. The second one, the tail does hit. Crack. This is going to be 8. 19 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail cracks across the scrambling bird. You watch as it just goes limp. And is currently unconscious. Its tiny form now like stuck in the bog and unmoving.
Got to it sooner.
This is so prehistoric.
All right.
Now we're in this for a dying bird?
Now it's Fort's turn.
Are we staying in this?
Hey man, I'm up here. I don't know.
All right, fine. I'll use my speed to approach 15 feet.
All right, so
half of 30.
Yeah, your speed will get you about there, as you and Caleb are about the same space.
And I'll use Eldritch Blast at 120 feet for the gator. That's farthest north.
Roll for the attacks.
Two beams. That's a fat 1 plus 4. That's 5 points of damage.
5 points.
And the second beam, 12 points of damage. So,
did you roll for the attacks on each of them?
I did not. I have never played this game before, apparently. Thank you guys for your patience. That is a 9.
9 misses.
And that's a 12.
12 misses.
Oh no.
Both go wide. Up into the space. No damage to that cross.
Cool.
However, as it slams into the wood nearby in the ground, kind of turns in your direction, noticing now the arriving brigade.
That's. I'll use my bonus action to cast.
We're the brigade.
Yes.
Nope, that's it. That's my turn.
Alrighty. Top of the round now. Molly and Bo.
Are we doing this? Birds die this way all the time.
Yeah.
It's not a bird.
What do you? It's feathery.
No, it looked like a person, you guys.
But look, I mean, 2 big ass right at the dinner table. We're real far away. Going to take a hot minute for us to get there. The bell's been rung.
What if it's for Bron?
I'm at least going to get up to. I'm at least going to get like what's a basic movement at this point?
We'll say for the purposes of this at movement because the space is not right here. It's just place. I'll get you on the edge of the map for your movement.
Am I within 60 feet of either of these?
Sure, you are.
Are we doing this? Well, we're doing this. I'm going to try and cast Enthrall on the closest gator.
The closest gator? Okay, then. Let me pull it up here. That's a
wisdom save?
Enthrall. That's probably a bard spell.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Enthrall. All right. You have a distracting string of words causing you to twist in range. All right.
Enthrall.
All right. It has advantage on the save.
Does
you
it?
guys have attacked it.
I haven't attacked that one yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right. Yes, of course.
So
what if it's not successful attacks?
That's a 2 plus 0. That is a 8 plus 0. So I don't think so. I think it makes it actually. That's really lucky.
Is 8 my save on wisdom?
What's your spell DC? It should say.
Is it
charisma based?
Is it? Well, it says wisdom, but I don't know.
It's a wisdom save, but what is the ability or racial ability?
No, it's a racial ability.
Yeah, then it's charisma based, because all of them are, so it's DC 10. So it still succeeds, actually. It rolled really poorly. So the creature has disadvantage to perceive any creatures other than you until the spell ends.
Mm-hmm.
Has disadvantage to perceive?
Yep, it ain't gonna eat, and it ain't gonna. It means it's gonna pay attention to me and only me.
That's wonderful.
So I'm just sitting.
No.
I know. I'm sitting. I'm spinning my sword, and then I'm just talking in you know.
In gator.
Yeah, just.
So it seems to have paid attention to. I mean, it knows all your presence, but it's kind of focused on you. So if any of you are trying to get around stealthily, or it's going to have a hard time noticing you. Mm-hmm. All right, so that ends your turn.
Yep.
All righty.
Yep.
Bo?
Am I able to have enough movement to get on this stumpy stump?
You can get up to here, I'd say, if you're moving at the same pace, and then that's your movement. You have your action, your bonus still. So.
I don't think I'm not within 60 feet of any of them, am I? No, I guess I am.
Yeah, one of them.
To throw a thing. Can I use my bonus to move a little bit further onto the top of this tree?
If you want to spend a key point to do your Step of the Wind.
My Step of the Wind? I can't get within range of them with my Step of the Wind, though, right?
Oh, almost.
Fuck. God damn it.
Although if you aren't moving towards that tree and you move
If I move
there
straight?
instead, that's still same. Yeah, just out of range.
Get them ninja stars out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna
Ninja stars
I'm
out.
gonna ninja star for my main attack, and if I can, I don't know if I can. I can't move on my bonus, can I?
You can if you spend a key point.
But only if I move a key point. Right. Nah, fuck it. Ninja star.
All right, go for it. So you get 2 at the creature.
Okay. That's a 20 for
20
the first one.
hits.
Ooh, and a natural 19 for the second one.
Both hit. Go and roll damage on each.
These are 1d4s, right? Throwing stars.
They're darts. I think they're homebrewed darts.
So yeah, I think that's 1d4.
Yep.
So for the first one that's 7. For the second one that's 5.
Nice.
Not bad.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gambit
total
style.
armpit throw.
Yeah.
So as you throw them both, each, and it's like it
And
opens his jaws.
I point at Percy and I go, he did it.
Percy?
Oh, I call him Percy! I think that's the first time I've done that.
The first time any of us have done
I pointed at Molly. He did it.
All right.
Oh,
Is it now?
I miss Percy.
like the corner of my mind.
Alrighty, that ends your guys' turn. Jester, you're up.
Okay. Oh God. I'm going to. Can I climb up on this tree right in front of me
Right here?
for my move? Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh boy. Don't fall.
As you attack this.
I was so afraid it was gonna be a 1.
What'd you roll?
16.
16? Sure, we'll put you up
Yay!
there in the tree.
Okay, good. I'm going to cast blindness, deafness at level 3 on both of the.
At level 3 of a different target.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's pretty great. Alrighty, so what's a wisdom save on that?
Blind or deaf.
It's both.
What does that spell do?
Blindness, deafness.
Wisdom save?
It's a con save.
Con save.
It's one
All right.
or the other.
Either blinded or deafened.
So a 19 on that one.
Okay, shit.
So he succeeds. And that's a 14 on the other.
Yeah!
So yeah. So that one, however, is blinded.
Yeah, he's blind.
You watch as all of a sudden the eyes darken and begins to flailing about, unable to actually make a beat on where any of you are at the
So
moment.
he's got a disadvantage on his attack rolls. Is that what it is?
Yep, and advantages on attack rolls against it.
Whoa.
That's good. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my spiritual weapon to come up behind the other gator and smack him on the back.
Boop, go for it.
Okay, that's someday I'm gonna know what
And
I'm
that's
doing.
not concentration, correct?
No, spiritual
just lasts
weapon's
for a minute?
Oh, blindness, deafness.
Yes,
Blindness, deafness is not concentration.
correct.
Yeah, it just is
Just
a
a
minute.
minute of pain.
Yeah.
At the end of each of its turns, it can make a Constitution saving throw. That's good to
Yes.
know. Okay.
Okay, so +7 to hit.
Get
So that's 23.
That hits. Roll damage.
Okie dokie. That is 8 damage.
8 damage. Nice.
Did you lose the pancake? I did.
Alrighty. So as your lollipop slams into the back of that distant alligator, kind of, but it's still right there with the unconscious creature in front of it. It's kind of starting to figure out where to keep its focus. So it seems hungry, but it's also being assaulted.
Yes.
All right, that ends Jester's turn. Yasha, you're up.
Okay. How close can I get to
Movement will
the?
get you up to there.
Shit. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
It's all good. I'll deal with it in a minute.
Oh shit. Wait.
Oh shit.
Got a really old
Okay.
napkin.
Well, I would like to rage.
Okay.
Get that fired up.
Yasha goes into her raging. Your vision goes faintly dark red as you begin to focus your frustration towards these creatures. What do?
I mean, I can't move anymore, so.
You can use your action to move if you want to.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So at least it'll get you into the ray. That's as close as you can get there.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. That's my turn.
Then it's your turn. Caleb, you're up.
Yeah, I think that I see one of the giant gators is getting close to Nut and also Yasha, so I'm going to tug really hard on the glove of blasting and revolve around my wrist 3 times and do Scorching Ray.
At this moment,
Scorching Ray, go
what
for
are you
it.
talking about?
So roll 3 attacks on it, right?
Education. Say again?
How many raises it? 3 raises?
3 attacks and it's an advantage against the target, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so first one is a 17.
That hits.
Okay, second one is natural 20.
Nice.
Third one is a 17, so they all hit.
They all hit.
Okay.
Second set of rolls is doubled.
Yeah, so here we go. 2, 4 bolts. 4, this is 10. And then, dang it, it's 12. And then 15 on a total of 21 fire damage.
Nice, that's not bad at all. So looking at the distance, you tug in the glove and release as the 3 bolts arc out and slam into the rather broad side of this reptilian creature, this large crocodile that's
Is that
now
the one that is
blinded.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I will just keep wading through the shit to try to get a little bit closer.
Okay. So using that, you get to about there.
And just say, hey, Ford, isn't this fun? And that's it.
All right, ending Caleb's turn, not you're up.
Yeah, because that gator, crocodile, whatever it is blind, does that mean it counts as sneak attack?
Yep.
Okay, then I will bolt, bolt, bolt.
Go for it.
3 attacks. They all hit. 19, 15, 13, plus things.
But what if you get a natural 20?
Yeah.
Roll
Yeah,
again.
so roll
In case you get
advantage, just in
20s.
case.
I'll roll again.
Sure.
Oh, you did!
You got a natural 20.
One of them is a natural 20.
You got to roll them in order though, because you don't know if the one that got sneak attack is. You have to declare that when it happens.
They all get sneak attack.
Well, you only get sneak attack once per round.
On the first attack.
Oh, okay. Got it. Well, it was the second one.
The second one got crit.
Yes.
Right. So the first one would have been sneak attack, probably how you would have
Okay.
done it. So
yeah.
So the first strike
is 10, 17 plus 4, 21. Plus I'll use for the small, making it 26.
Boy.
You get to add that.
Just once a day.
That's cool.
And then second, it does not get sneak attack.
Right, but it is. But it is.
Even though it's at disadvantage.
Sneak attack you only get once per turn.
Okay.
Not per round, per turn.
Yeah.
So you can still get it on a
occasionally
reaction.
Sneak an extra one in.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's rare.
6, but that's doubled.
Whatever you rolled in the dice doubled.
4, so 8. 8 for that
points
one.
of damage.
And then one more.
Oh my god.
In a row.
Oh!
That's 10.
10 points of damage.
That's fine.
Fucking massive.
Yes.
Man. This poor gator turned around, went blind, got shot multiple times, blasted with fiery beams.
Still can't stop thinking about Mollymock though.
I know, she's so focused on it. Alrighty, that ends your turn.
I'm gonna move behind that rock over there.
Over here?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's it.
Alrighty, that ends your turn. It is now the Croc's turns.
Oh god.
This one's 15, 20 actually climbs up the rock after you.
Oh my god, it's so big.
And then takes a swipe down at you.
+2 on your AC. +2 on your AC.
Sure.
That is plus attack. It's 23 to hit.
Damn it. Sure.
So with that,
Is that all your attacks? Your double
3d10 plus 5.
Doubled it.
3d10 plus 5.
Yeah, if it's a large set of jaws.
Oh my god.
I'm going to be using Uncanny Dodge for the first time.
21 points of piercing damage.
Halved.
Halved, so you take 10 points of piercing damage. But you are grappled as the giant jaws slam into you and hold you in place. You're unable to escape at that point.
We're both reptiles, man! Come on! Be cool!
Goblins reptiles?
I don't know, I'm just, hey, maybe he's dumb.
See, now I'm just getting Little Mermaid vibes though. Like from the gator.
Up where they walk, up where they run.
This guy's going to move forward towards you, Yasha. And it's going to take a swing with its tail towards you as it's kind of flailing about, hearing noise in that direction. So it's disadvantage against you. That's 22 and 12. So that misses in the first attack as its tail goes wide. It turns around and snaps its jaws kind of towards the tree. It scrapes off the side of the tree and swings in your direction as it attempts to bite towards you. That's going to be a 14. What's your armor class?
Just hits.
14 armor class, that's right. All right, so yeah, the jaws slam onto you. You suffer.
There's a gator!
That 18 points of piercing damage, but because you're raging, that's reduced to 9, so you have 9 points of piercing damage. But you are grappled and restrained currently, as you are now trapped in its jaws. You watch as Nott is now just like her hands like dangling out of its like toothy jaws. It's swinging her in the air. And Yasha is lifted up her feet and is currently like trying to pry the jaws open off of her body, but is unable to do so.
Spear.
All right, death saving throw for creature. That's a failure. Alrighty, Ford, you're up.
Yeah. Knott's all caught up. I say crap fire and 2 more bursts of Eldritch Blast at the gator holding Knott.
Holding Knott? Go for it.
That'll hit. That's 23.
That'll do.
And the second one is that'll hit too. That's a natural 17.
You got it.
Okay, great. So 10 plus 4, 8, 12 points of damage on the first one.
Great.
And 6 points of damage on the second one, so 18 total.
Nice. As you release the 2 bolts, they manage to just peek around the tree, see it like clamming, or grasping Knott in its jaws and swinging it back and forth. One hits the bottom of the jaw, and the other hits its side. See this little splatter of kind of dark crimson alligator blood from the 2 impacts, but it's still holding taut to this tiny little morsel it has in its jaws.
I'll use my pathetic speed to try and match Caleb.
All right, want to move Caleb up for me, bro? Somebody.
Caleb or
sorry, I said Ford to Caleb.
Yeah, this is so much fun. I'm glad we are helping this random ass penguin.
At least you guys have range. All right, that brings us to the top again, Molly and Bo.
You want to go first, or?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I get to this guy who's got Knott?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of like really parkour off.
That is a 16 on the saving throw for the blind alligator or crocodile, so it does resist the blindness. So its vision comes back. However, that fucked it up for a round. Bo.
I'm gonna kind of do like a parkour off of the rock and come down and try and get it right in its mouth to try and get it to spit out Knott. So the first attack. That's good. That's 21.
21 hits.
That's better. That's 22.
That hits.
Those are the first 2
The 2
hails.
strikes with the staff.
Pop. Spit it out. Both of those are the same, which is 8, 7.
7 damage each, so 14.
Wait. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes.
Cool. So it's 14 points of damage with the 2 strikes.
And then I'm gonna go.
Just slamming into the side of its heavy, thick, scaled hide. It's hurting, but it's definitely a resistant beast.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a key point now to do 2 more.
Flurry of blows?
Flurry of
Go
blows.
for it. Whoa. So you pull the staff behind and they go to like a punch and a drop
That's
kick
an
on it.
18. They just keep getting better.
There you go, that hits.
And that one's not great. That's worse. That's a 12.
12 misses, unfortunately, but you do get one punch.
Okay.
One punch off. After slinging it twice, you go for like the softer part and whack!
You know what? I rolled the wrong damage die for those first 2, but that's my fault. 6 damage. I rolled d6s instead of d8s because I'm.
Oh, gotcha. Well, there you go.
So that gator got lucky.
There you go.
Just take off the damage you did and re-roll as 8.
Because that's how the cookie crumbles.
Indeed. We're moving on. It's fine. It's okay. Still a fair amount of damage. All right. So Molly, what are you doing?
Can I get with my running speed? Can I get how close can I get and still have an action?
That's it.
That's as far as I can get without an action.
We are
Unfortunately,
shit.
You guys are running through a swamp
the swamp?
behind who engaged it, so it's an unfortunate circumstance.
Okay, at the very least, then I'm gonna.
Fortune favors the bold in this case.
Yep. I'm going to, since I'm still have some distance, I'm going to try some vicious mockery just to see if that does anything. So, the one.
Please Schwarzenegger it with your luggage.
Here's what that's going to sound like. I'll hit the vicious mockery on the one that currently has not, just because.
Sure.
I could.
That is a natural 19.
Yeah, nope. So,
sorry, man. The swamp bug goes into your throat as you're trying to speak it, and you kind of get to cough it out for a second. All right, that finishes Molly's run. Jester, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm going to
invoke duplicity as my action.
All right.
And I'm gonna pop my little person down right behind the other side of the gate there that Yasha's fighting. Yes.
All right.
And then for my my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on the little bird creature.
Okay. So go ahead and roll to heal on that one.
4 plus 4.
It's within range, so.
That's 6.
6 points of heals.
You did it.
You watch it suddenly, it's yellow eye flickers and looks around for a second, kind of in the space, and begins to push against the slickness. And
My invoked jester turns around and thumbs ups to
it looks at it. It begins to try and like pull its way back out of the bog. You see it's like getting stuck and sliding in, but it's trying to pull itself backward. All right, that's your turn, Jester.
That's all I can do.
Yasha, you're up.
Okay, so I'm in the jaws.
Gator's jaws.
Okay.
So you are restrained. You can still attack it, but you're disadvantaged on all your attacks.
Okay, I will try to attack. Divine Fury.
You correct.
And if I do Reckless, does that mean
If
that
you
just bring
reckless,
us
it'll
to
just
1?
become regular attacks.
Okay, I'll just do that.
Yeah. All right. So make your 2 strikes.
Okay.
First one with Divine Fury as you swing down towards the top of its jaws with your blade.
That's a natural 1.
As you go to swing, the jaws tense against you. It hurts now. Your muscles kind of tense from the pain, but you just stay focused, going for your second strike.
Okay. Sorry, hold on. Oh, wait, no, I'm doing this one. 17.
17 does hit. Roll damage.
Okay.
This still gets Divine Fury though, because it's the first strike that
That's
you
a
hit
first
with.
strike.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with 2, 3.
I believe that's how it works.
Man, exciting.
Okay, so 8.
That's not annoying.
18.
18 points of damage. How do you want to do that?
Okay.
You guys have been just plugging everything into this one croc since the beginning of the battle.
Am I actually just able to, if I have my hand on his jaws, just pull him apart?
Yeah, you can because you're inside of it. So,
just like stand.
so as you pull yourself, you pull the jaws open and step out of it, getting your feet in the ground. As you yank apart, you put your leg up into it and kind of, you feel the jaw pop. It kind of falls back for a moment. Its jaw now limp and its tongue kind of lolling out to one side. You have your blade and you do the finishing blow.
Okay.
Break it. Well, I mean,
no.
describe to me the finishing blow.
Oh, finishing blow.
You're not. It's breaking its jaws and going to kill it. So how do you kill it?
Okay, so I'll just cut into try to chop off the head as much as I can.
Okay, so after breaking the jaw, you step out, pull the blade from behind you, and with a wide swipe, almost like an anti-cavalry blow, you just cut through the side of its throat and its neck. It doesn't get all the way through, but it cuts enough through the spine where it just falls to the ground. This long, heavy, limp piece of luggage. I'm gonna leave that there for its size, though.
Okay.
All right.
Rod, there's a new sheriff in town.
You see where you are? You want to move? Or you still have
can
movement.
I
You've been released from
move-
its jaw, so.
Yeah, can I move towards like the back of the other one? So kind of like in front of Jester, in between the Croc and Jester.
Fine. That's as far as you can get. Well, you can get there, actually.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. That ends your turn. Yasha's finished. Caleb, you're up.
Yeah, it seems like I am. Can I get within 30 feet of it? No, correct? I would think probably
Moving
not.
your speed will get you right up to the edge there, so
that's out
it's
of
just out of 30 feet.
Just out of 30 feet.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to cast magic missile at level 3.
All right.
Because it's got my little friend.
So that's 5 missiles?
That is 5 missiles total. So here we go.
Trudging through the swamp, cast the spell, and then release the 5 missiles. All impacting once.
Whoa,
Nice.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Natural 20 on that, yes.
Yeah.
Broken clock.
That was awesome.
Total of 18, so 18 points of damage.
Nice. Along that side of it, it's still holding knot in its mouth, and knot's muffled screaming from inside of its jaws. It's swinging her back and forth. It seems singularly focused on destroying whatever it has its mouth on. It's a beast. That finishes your turn, Caleb?
Disappointed!
Not. It's your turn.
Oh gosh, not.
I use my first action to try to resist the grapple and escape.
All right. So I need you to go ahead And to contest it, all right, it's an escape DC of 16, so it's athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Whatever.
Acrobatics.
Yes, whatever's. Yes, acrobatics.
All right, so make a check.
18.
18 is enough.
Oh, yeah.
You manage to just squeeze out of its jaws and land back on the ground when you are kind of slipping out of a brief moment of its opening and get there. There's like blood streak down. You can feel the pain from the teeth have been digging into your body.
Is it engaged with bow? Can I get a sneak attack on it?
It would, yeah.
Okay, great. I will shoot it in the face. Ooh, not great. 12.
12 misses. You pull out, and just from being shaken around, you're a bit dizzy, and the pain swelters in your body. And as you go to fire, it just ricochets off of its hide.
Is he flanked with Yasha?
Right now.
Oh.
What does that mean? Advantage. Oh.
You would get advantage.
Technically, yes, actually.
Roll again. Oh.
Good man.
Yeah. 17.
17 does it.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a hit. No, they're all bad. 12.
12 points of damage, sneak attack, alrighty. So the first strike hits underneath the throat, sips into a piece of its kind of like already open, kind of cracked, heavy hide, and it kind of pulls back.
If that was one side of the throat, I'll go for the other side.
All right, go for it.
Yes, queen.
Oh, terrible.
No.
11.
No, queen.
No,
But you still get
that one
advantage because he's flanked.
breaks and ricochets off of it.
Still advantage, or that's just once a turn?
No, that's
It's advantage on every strike.
Oh, wow, okay. That hits. That's an 18.
That's better. All right, roll damage for that one. This roller coaster is like the motions.
It's like the Simpsons Frogurt scene.
I know.
5 more points of damage.
5 points of damage.
Question, would this trigger my reaction for Sentinel?
No, because it's not attacking anything that's outside of you.
Okay.
But it might in a second because I'm going to run behind that tree.
Okay. That's good enough. Oh, this is Not's turn.
Correct.
Sorry.
No worries.
I'm going to get away. Get away as fast and as far as I can.
Away from over here? All right.
Sure, yeah, any way you think it won't see me.
That's as far as you can get right there. It does try and snatch its jaws towards you in the process. It's a natural 20.
Oh! It hits.
God damn it.
Roll it and be proud.
That's 8, 9, and 5. So
I'll use my
17, 23.
Oh, you get uncanny dodge again?
Uncanny dodge again.
28 points of piercing damage.
Right, can I use uncanny dodge again?
Use it once per round, yeah.
Yeah, uncanny dodge to make it 14.
All right, so 14 points of piercing damage. However, you are grappled in its jaw.
I just got out!
I know, but you try to, as you try and break away, you like run. I think we're talking like Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson as you run away, and the jaws just grab and pull you back, and you're just being held and stricken again.
Now do I get that opportunity attack?
Now you do, yes.
Oh, just when I think I'm out, they pulled me back in.
As it strikes out and grapples Knot into jaws, you do manage to get one swing at it.
I kind of whack it right in the nose, because that's what I was taught with bears. Get sharks.
Bears.
No!
A lot
Sharks and bears.
a lot of sharks in Kamorta.
They're
It's
all
a thing.
the same, just in the nose.
Oh shit! Roll some damage on that.
Be good. Be high. Be high. Okay.
It's good.
12 damage?
Sure. 12 points of damage. All right. So as it goes like, crack, you hit it right across the snout. And upon the impact, its eyes kind of go dazed for a second, but it just continues to kind of chew. It's still standing.
Oh, God.
That finishes Knot's turn. All right. With that, the one standing croc is going to go ahead and drop Knot out of its jaws.
Oh, that's nice of him.
And attempt to bite again.
Curse of the Isles amplified.
Ooh, Curse of the Isles amplified.
Oh, good one too.
So actually, before it bites, it's going to swing with its tail. It's going to spin around and attempt to slam you with its tail. So this disadvantage on that strike. Let's cock again. Disadvantage. Even with disadvantage, that's a 20.
Yeah, that hits.
So the tail hits you. That's 2d.
No, shame on you, DM. No.
This one, not this
That's
one.
an 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Out.
Yes. All right. And you are knocked prone. And it's going to go ahead and try and bite you. That's what it was doing on its turn.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
I know.
Yeah.
but it has advantage on a prone creature.
So it's even.
It's just a regular roll.
It's just a regular roll.
Regular roll.
That's a 17 to hit. What's your armor class?
It's 18 now.
Yes.
Because of the haste, but I don't know. I'm dead. Do I have haste if I'm
But he's the one holding. He's on the cast.
But does an
but
unmoving body.
I'm gonna
the fuck out.
I'm gonna make a quick call here.
You're calling someone?
You're calling Jeremy Crawford to get confirmation. No.
Friend. But in this case, the friend is Nathan Stewart. Yeah.
Would you,
Hey, Chris Perkins?
Would you like to phone a Watsy friend?
If you were just prone, he would still have it. So it's. And if the spell is still active.
Matthew Mercer.
No, that's the thing. The spell.
How do you want to do this?
Still active, and if you were,
it's active because it makes you faster.
It's still. I know. It's still active by rules as written. I guess.
Maybe she's vibrating on the ground.
Yeah, that's possible.
Like when a pager goes off.
Yeah, spells, and then they say they'd end.
Yeah.
Thank you. Since he's
This feels wrong. Just do it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Take it.
You don't want to.
Yeah. You don't want to take it.
You don't want to take
we
it.
get two
Well, hold on.
automatic.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one.
And
no,
then,
hold on.
and then I get my good friends to say.
Hold on.
Do you want to make my?
I'm checking something.
Looking at the Great Wall.
Conscious.
He barely references the Great Wall.
Really references the Great Wall. No, that's a 17 still. So with the haste bonus, that would still miss. Yeah. So here's what happens. As you fall unconscious,
I feel right about this.
as you fall unconscious, your form is just kind of blurring slightly from the impact, and as you tumble and it goes to strike and bite you, you're tumbling backward at such a speed, still the effect of the spell carrying you, that you kind of fall out of the grasp of its jaws as you just kind of spin and spill out of its mouth as the teeth clamp, plummeting to the ground, not taking a critical hit and immediately failing 2 death saving throws.
Good narration, DM. Good narration.
Yeah. I even die fast.
Yeah, this is low level. That wouldn't really be much bringing you back. That'd be the end of it.
Are you over 50? Do you have any 300 gold diamonds?
I have lots of rings. Do any of them have diamonds in them?
Not worth 300 gold.
How dare you?
I'm just saying, you gotta buy your spell components.
She's a terrible cleric.
No.
I've never done this
I know.
before.
Laura, it's okay. Components that cost money, you have to purchase, like his diamond and his incense.
Do you have a diamond that's worth 300 gold?
It's worth 100, which is what I need for my spell. Yeah.
Yeah. 3.
Don't die, anyone. Don't die. I thought they could bring you back. Why do I have that stupid spell prepared if I can't even use it? Damn it.
That's a good question.
It's the chalice dilemma.
Yeah.
The hero's feast with the chalices.
It will work eventually.
Well, that finishes the Croc's turn. It, as the haste spell snatches not from the jaws of almost imminent death. Ford, you're up.
All right, so I fucking see not just fucking ragdolling all over the place. I'll use the rest of my speed to get as close as I can.
That gets you up onto the battlefield.
Does that put me within 30 feet of that croc?
It puts you within 35 feet. It's just at a 30-foot range.
I'm 35 feet away?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Ain't you got no long range?
I do. I just
Sometimes it doesn't help to lag.
I wanted to do a little witch bolt. Two more Eldritch Blast going at
Go
it.
for it. Roll for the attacks.
That is 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Oh, great. I thought I missed. And that's not going to do it. That's 13.
13 just misses.
Yeah, that's 10 plus 4 for 14 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
I'll look at that nice piece of luggage and I'll say, not today.
I just failed 2 death saves from that pun.
He literally marked it off.
Alrighty, and with that, as both of the impacts of the Eldritch Blast hit it, it's still like up on the rock after snatching its jaw in the air and missing not. As he tumbles out of it, the head comes down and turns towards you. And as its jaws open, both up into the throat, you watch as the back of its head just bursts behind it, its eyes just kind of go dull before it slumps over the rock and just slowly slides into the edge of the swamp nearby.
You got the kill. You were barely in the fight.
No, he totally came. He's good. He's a hero.
Yeah.
Can I use my invoke Jester, my duplicate, to run over to Not? She can move 30 feet.
She can, yeah.
And it wouldn't be encumbered because...
She's an illusion.
Yeah.
Correct. So here, in this instance, the illusion would not, I don't think, would be affected by the rough terrain.
Wonderful. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on you. Yeah.
There you go.
At,
Wait
you
6 seconds for a third save.
The lowest level possible.
At second level.
Okay.
We're about to get to rest, so it just seems like stupid too. No, that's a couple. 5 plus 4.
So
No.
9 points.
Is it? No, it would be plus 4 plus 4. No, it's 2d8 plus 4.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
At
9.
second level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that heals you up there. You come to consciousness not.
That was scary. I should not have been this close.
Yeah. Kind of a
Where were you? I was doing everything up
I'm
there.
up to my fucking knees in this quagmire, all right? It's a slop dolly of epic proportion.
You should have shot forward.
Can I jump down and walk over to the little bird creature?
Fucking Kentucky knows what I'm talking about.
What's a slop dolly?
We're in it.
You guys!
As you guys take a moment, finish yelling at each other, you watch as Jester has jumped down from the tree, calls your attention, and there, still struggling in the marsh, you see the small black-feathered bird creature. And we're going to take a break. Because it's 9:14, so let's take a quick break. We'll pick up right at that moment in just a few moments. I'm going to go ahead and sit down because I can do that right now. So we'll be back here in just a moment, guys. We do have our Wormwood giveaway for the evening. We have, was it Kalimantan Ebony tabletop dice tray. This is the pretty awesome dark wood with the leather in it. Like my soul. This one is gorgeous. So that one is going to be there for one of our winners during the break. For those of you who are in the US and Canada, except for Quebec, you can go ahead and enter this over the break by coming into the Twitch chat and entering the word Marsh, M-A-R-S-H. Only enter it once, more than once you'll be disqualified, and we'll come back with a winner as soon as we return. So see you guys in just a minute. And welcome back, everybody. So, before we get back into the game, we have the winner of our fantastic Wormwood giveaway from the break, AK Presto. AK Presto, congratulations. You won the awesome wood full game dice tray from Wormwood. We'll get that to you ASAP. Thank you for coming in. And everybody else who jumped into the chat.
Yeah.
So.
It smells like a little like tuna, and that's not me though.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
Out of context.
Don't burp and then try and blame the smell on
I'm
somebody
telling
else.
you. That's really foul.
Out of contact quotes.
Guys.
Like Hawaiian
Oh, sorry,
mackerel
Matt.
salad. Sorry.
Is there something you'd like to discuss with the table?
Yeah. So.
Purple worm erupts from the middle of the swamp.
Don't tempt me. So as you guys all take a moment, kind of tend to your exhaustion from plunging into this swamp haphazardly, some of you taking quite a beating in the process, Jester guides your attention towards this now struggling small bird creature. It looks to be about the size of an adolescent child. Maybe no more than, well, I'd say a little younger than them, like an 8 or 9 year old. But you see, instead of skin, it's just black feathers. No wings, really. The feathers are too small among the arm to actually be flight ready. The lower half of its body is still like sunken and thick in the bog, and it has, where its face is, 2 bright yellow eyes, very crow, raven-like eyes, and a long black pointed beak. And it just...
Don't worry. I can help you. Give me your hands. And I lift it up out.
Make a strength check.
Arms out of sockets.
Oh.
Caleb is watching.
20.
20. With just a few moments, so your legs sink in a bit, you manage to pull and find leverage and grab onto some of the heavy vines on the side, and you manage to pull this creature out from the bog until eventually it gets its legs free. And as it kind of pulls its way up to the top, it kind of begins to shrug off the thick bog slop that was keeping it stuck there in the center of the opening.
It is a bird person.
Right? Can you understand us?
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Do you live around here?
Do you live around here?
Oh.
It's like a, whoa.
Mockingjay.
What is your name?
Maybe it was
Are you
separated from its parents.
Maybe. Are you an adult or are you a kid?
A kid.
I love you.
I could. It would take an hour, but I could understand this one if I set my mind to it.
You could get a rest.
Where do you live?
And kind of points its like still kind of somewhat soggy feathered arm to the east.
Close by? How did you get here?
Looks towards you and starts walking up towards you. Kind of pulls open your coat. Starts like rummaging through, pulls one of the books.
Oh, well, no, please, no. Please, no.
Please, no.
Oh,
I'm going to pull my coat shut.
maybe you should learn how to speak to him.
Maybe it wants some
Where's
paper.
where's your book?
Oh, can he
Maybe
write?
he can write.
Oh, does he want to draw?
I think
I pull out my journal.
I've got a theory.
Maybe he only repeats what we say.
And begins to write into the book. And shows it to you and it says, "Thank you."
Oh, you're welcome so much. How old are you? What's your name?
It says 4. The number 4. Her name is Kiri.
Kiri. Kiri.
Kiri.
Kiri, you're 4 years old? That's so wonderful.
What were you doing here?
Yeah.
What is this place?
And just like begins writing out an extended statement in the paper. Puts out to you and it says, "Family going west. Traveling, escaping east mountains. Skies go dark there. Father said the valley folk fighting."
They are. There's a big fight going on. Where's... Yeah.
How far have you traveled? And do you recognize people that look like her?
Where's your family now? Oh, no, 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 no. Are your mama and dad okay? No? You don't know where they went? How did you get separated?
Begins writing another small essay.
We should keep an eye
in
out
the
to make
book.
sure no more of those things come out while we're... Okay.
Make perception check. One of you take it with advantage.
That seems adamant. That can't be good.
I know. Wait, we both roll, but
Well, if one of you is aiding the others, unless you want to make 2 separate rolls, it's up to you.
Let's do 2 separate rolls.
All right, 2 separate rolls. Go for it.
14.
16.
Okay. You guys are keeping an eye out in the space around you.
I'm gonna peruse these ruins a little bit and see what they are and what they look
Make
like.
an investigation check.
All right.
Finishes writing and shows it over. And it says, "Swamp was to hide us. Swamp folk saw us, so we ran to not be taken. I wasn't watching, and the bog caught me. Family couldn't pull free. Couldn't risk sisters or selves, so kept going.
Oh, no!
Stuck here for a while. Not their fault. Don't want them to die for my carelessness." Closes the book.
We've got to get him to his family.
Do you know where they are heading?
To him?
Oh, I don't know. Are you a boy?
A boy bird or a girl bird or just a bird?
A word bird.
Girl.
Girl?
Bird. Kiri.
Word.
Oh no! How many sisters do you have?
Puts up 4 fingers.
Ah!
Long, kind of exaggerated, feathered fingertips.
Would I recognize what the species or like race of people or?
You haven't encountered these people before.
Empire kids.
Empire kids want to know.
I mean,
No studied thing.
I mean, you've heard of varying different strange races out there. Bird people may have crossed in a story before, but you've done a little bit of story. I'd say go ahead and make a nature check for you, Caleb, since you've studied in this area. Just your general knowledge.
I've never seen him before.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Kenku, yes, you know. They're usually very removed, and location-wise, they usually exist on the far outskirts of the Empire, if anywhere. They have small family units that kind of live on their own. There isn't so much of a Kenku culture they belong to. They're just small little groups that kind of look out for themselves.
And like ravens, they're able to mimic
correct.
many
and
sounds.
as part of their history, and you rolled a natural 20, so you know quite a bit, you would say that there something in their lineage, there was a curse involved, something based around the time of their creation where their ability to converse was taken from them.
Okay. I mutter that to the group.
Well, Kiri, have you happened to see like a safe house or a building or a structure around while you were fleeing?
Where did you see the swamp people that you were talking about?
And she points kind of in a northeastern direction.
Okay.
But your family went the other way, to the west?
The way we came from. I mean, we could always give her a horse and...
I was thinking.
Writes on the page, spins it around. It says, "Nowhere to go. Can I come with you?"
Are you able to handle yourself in a scrap? Are you good with a weapon, or...?
She's 4.
Well, you're how old?
I don't really know, but I'm twice her age at least.
She's got really good penmanship, so I don't think she's like 4, like human 4. Most 4-year-olds can't write like that.
That's true.
Where we're going is a bit dangerous, but we should warn you.
To my question, though, are you able to handle yourself in a dangerous moment in any way?
Looks back at the bog and goes,
"Oh, a monk.
Fearsome.
Good.
Fearsome.
Maybe we can keep her in the cart or something.
At the very least.
Yeah. If she stays with us at least until tomorrow, then maybe I can send a message to your family and let them know you're okay.
I'm okay.
Right.
I reach behind my belt and I pull out a dagger and twirl it into my finger and hand it held towards Kiri. Careful, it's sharp.
It's sharp.
Sweet.
It's kind of creepy, man.
Do you have any more, like, pocket bacon?
Oh,
Are you hungry?
I have a pouch of things that this one might like.
Ooh, yeah, you got oats.
I have dried corn and oats and things.
Yeah.
Would you peck on these?
Holding the dagger, just sometimes forward, just going, like pecking out of your hand.
Okay.
I have some pastries too if you like some sweets.
I know.
Hey, Caleb, you got a
It
second.
turns to you as well. It takes it.
Many seconds. What do you need?
Take a look at this. Do these mean anything to you? And they're just looking at the stone structures that are...
You rolled an investigation
I rolled
check?
8. It's like the stone.
It looks like it's very old and has long fallen over and just been reabsorbed mostly by the swamp. It doesn't look like it was a large structure. Like it might have been a small, like brief gatehouse off the path, some sort of a watch post that had just
kind of thing.
long fallen.
Pulled me over. What do I make of the same?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. That is 25.
25. Looking through it and kind of making out the layout of it, it was definitely a post house for the probably Berleben when it was first made. The stones look well over 100 years old, and have, long been reclaimed by the roots and vines of the swamp. Nothing special beyond that, really. Okay. Just an abandoned post.
It just looks like a bunch of old crap, to be honest.
Oh, that's disappointing. Kind of kick it.
Let me just hold this dagger for just a moment.
Kind of hard
here-
grip on it.
I'll give it back. I'll give it back.
Easy.
I just want to test something.
It's okay, Kiri.
Okay, we're just gonna, test your reflexes here, okay?
It's the roll.
No, just
Got 9 hit points.
hit, a little sparring. Punch here. Hit here. Can you,
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on her before she does this.
Okay.
Just want to see before we give a dagger to a child.
Natural 20.
Oh, that's to my hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you take 2 points of damage.
Oh.
Like you're like, oh. It's not
A
bad.
natural 20 got 2 points of damage.
Yeah, unarmed strike.
I don't know if she needs a dagger, but here you go, child. There you go.
Whoa.
Yep, there we go. Okay. We're gonna die first.
Should we cut open these giant gators and see what they have in their bellies?
Let's see if we can cut them and keep some of this leather. I bet it's worth a little bit of money.
Also, I'll take my axe and hit it in the belly.
Are you guys being to carve through the 2 crocodiles?
Yeah, I'll check the guts
All right.
and we're gonna
keep
the leather.
All right. Whoever's helming that, go ahead and make a, we'll say,
I got a pretty high nature.
let's say a medicine check to,
wanna do that
understand
then.
which parts of the body of it are probably the most delicate.
I should probably do that, yeah?
Sure. To try and open it without.
Okay.
Choose your weapon.
Yeah. The brain.
The 10.
Still good.
10.
Okay. It'll take you the better part of the day to carve off enough of the hide to really be useful for trading. So that'll put you probably. I mean, it's a long process. These are big creatures. So as you begin to kind of carve off some of its hide, none of you are experienced tanners, so it's a lot of trial and error and a lot of like sections of it tearing off prematurely, and it's a very messy process. Jester is kind of like hand to elbow, just covered in blood.
Is there anything fun in the guts?
If you check in his stomach, you find a lot of bones. You find a lot of partially digested meat, and a lot of black feathers.
Did Jester spend hours doing that?
A while, yeah.
If she did, then Caleb would have spent an hour to cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual spell to talk to her full on.
Can I take a short rest then to get my key points back?
Sure.
Okay.
I realized that this was. Would I be able to tell from my medicine history that this is bird people?
It looks to be.
Like, couldn't you tell from the bones it's a lot of bird people?
It's like a handful.
Oh no.
That's his kid's parents.
Oh, come on.
Or just
And
a.
probably the rest of the family too.
Your cousins.
He might be the only one of she.
I'm going to walk
survived.
Curie away from this for the moment and say, after an hour has passed of me doing this ritual spell, for the moment I can understand you as clearly as you can understand me. Do you want to tell me anything about your time in this swamp, or what you want to do with yourself now that you are alone, or how we can best help you, or anything you want to tell me?
No, I just want to get back to my family.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, while we are looking for them, is there anything that we can do for you? Or is there anything that you can tell me about your last days here?
An interesting point here. Let me just check something real
They don't
fast.
talk.
This is going to be a point.
Work.
Yeah, like Rorschach test this.
Can they talk to each other?
Hey, you can get the note. Well,
I mean, their hoots and whistles are some form of language, aren't they?
Well, he said that they were cursed
No,
and they lost
that's
their
interesting.
ability.
That's an interesting point. After casting the spell, there's no language to understand. It's only through mimicry.
Got it.
So you managed to get the gist of that initial statement through just talking with it for a while, but the spell has no effect.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, there is no spoken language.
Should we tell her?
Caleb is.
We don't know that these feathers are her parents.
Looking through with your medicine check, it looks like there's only three. Between the two of them.
There's 3 bodies. Were they big bones or little bones?
They look to be little.
Oh.
Sisters. Parents are alive.
Then they're really sad,
Yeah,
and they'll
but
be
what-
happy that one of their children.
What good would it do? I don't think we need to tell her.
Yeah, no, we won't tell her that. I was afraid it was her parents, but if we can let her parents know that she's okay, then at least.
You said you could send a message?
Yeah, well, so the Traveler's been teaching me some stuff.
Okay.
And I was asking him the other night about like how I could thank my mama and stuff like that. So he taught me a little bit of how to send messages across distances.
Wow. And so but don't you need to know who you're telling it to or something?
I don't know. I think if it's familiar enough, then I can send it. So maybe if she describes them, I could do it. I haven't ever tried it.
We should try it now.
I need to send it to, well, I have to prepare it.
Oh.
Let's haul this all back onto the cart and get on our way, and we'll see where we get.
Her parents just left her, you know?
We shouldn't go fighting
There
with
were
her.
3 other kids, you know?
What do you propose we do?
I don't know.
Blood all over my hands.
We gave her a dagger, point her in the right direction that her parents are going.
I can't leave
Well, at least
the
get her
other
somewhere.
swamp things will kill it.
Well, if she comes with us, then we'll kill her.
What's her size?
Standing, full height, maybe about 3.5 feet.
Unless we can drop her off at the nearest town.
When we hit a
gonna
town, we'll drop her off.
Pick her up out of the bog.
We should be welcome. Should be welcome in that town.
We're gonna be welcome anywhere.
Exactly.
DM, you said like 3 or 4 or 5 hours for Jester to do all that gator carving before?
To do all the to actually harvest like the the actual armored hide, it'll get you pretty close to dusk.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you did? Then I used arcane recovery. That's all I wanted to ask if I had time for that.
I don't know, guys. I mean, we've seen how people react to not around here. What if we drag her in front of some crazy locals and they...
All of these are great points, but I'm waiting for another idea.
Well, I think that we should do what we have done well so far, which is to improvise. It is better to bring her with us than leave her, and then if we find an advantageous place to leave her, then we will. But for the time being, she is sidekick.
Sidekick.
Fair chance is better than none.
It's also possibly someone to watch the cart while we do our business.
Plus, in the morning, I can send a message to your mama and dad.
Mom and dad.
Right. And maybe we can gift you a horse, and then you can go find them.
We should get back to the cart and at least try and make our way into some drier.
Let's see if we can find
clearer
somewhere
ground.
safe.
Yeah.
I'll carry this leather to the cart.
I'll carry this leather to the cart. And goes and she goes and helps you start lifting the carb stuff, but barely at all.
Right. I love her. I love her.
She's the best.
She's the best.
Welcome to the Mighty Nein.
Hey!
Walks right up to you, like face.
I just give her a kiss. She's just so cute, you know?
I know, she really is.
And goes back to helping Jester.
All right, to the cart then.
Yeah. Do you know cats? Do you like cats? Do you know cats?
Birds don't like cats.
She's a big
Cats don't like birds.
Sorry, cats don't like birds.
Do you know? Do you like cats? Into her hands. And Frumpkin starts to purr and nuzzle.
It's just like spellbound by this moment of a cat appearing in their hands.
Yep, I ask Frumpkin to do a blep.
A blip.
And to lick her face.
Dogs and cats.
Throws the cat down, kind of like seemingly kind of weirded out by the moment, doesn't quite know how to react.
Frumpkin starts chittering.
He's friendly. That is my cat. But if you want to spend some time with him, you can. You know, he's very soothing, for me anyway. Give it a shot.
Picks up Frumpkin and runs towards the cart as you guys get there and load him. Kiri jumps up into the cart and turns around to and goes, "Welcome to the Mighty Nein!" And starts petting Frumpkin.
I love her so much.
The best of us.
She's the best of us.
Well, this is never going to get irritating. Let's get on our way.
Yeah, let's
Can
do it.
Can I insight check her?
Sure. Yeah, make an insight check.
Oh, my insight's so bad.
It's going to make it even better.
12.
It's a bird person. I am bird person. Not that kind of bird person, but
Don't trust her.
Something's weird.
I would just like to point out, if we pick up one more stray, there will actually be 9 of us.
That can't happen. That will not. That we will not have that.
With Frumpkin.
Then we wouldn't be ironic anymore.
Cling to our irony.
That's true. Well,
Are we cheeky or are we serious? That'll totally change our entire disposition of our group.
I think it could be both.
All right.
Seriously cheeky. Cheekingly serious.
Let's put a cloak over her so she looks a little less like a bird.
I've got some clothing that would fit her. You know, my clothing. I can just give you my cape and stuff.
But now you don't have a cloak on. I'll take off my cloak and put it on Nut.
I can't move.
But it's a short cloak. It's a little one.
Okay,
Don't worry.
thank you.
It's a nice flannel. I'm gonna want it back. Right now? Yeah.
Okay, now I'm cold.
Caleb takes off his cloak and puts it on Jester. I never wear a cloak, and we're not in a city.
No, it's okay. I'm actually really warm right now. I don't need anything.
Yeah, it's definitely like 85 degrees.
What?
We're all sharing cloaks for no reason.
It's not 85 degrees.
It's pretty
still
chilly.
cold here.
It's like mid-60s.
I put it back on Caleb and
Sorry,
tuck him
it's a
in.
humid 60 degrees.
It is. It feels warmer than it is because the moisture in the air,
Sorry,
but it's not like warm.
Look, you guys, we are trying to make it work. Let's head out.
Yeah, Molly and I take the lead on the horses.
All these bloody people.
The village of people.
And points up in front of the road, kind of that direction.
We should go that
You're going.
direction.
Wait, that's the way that we go to find our
So we can locate for Bronchies.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Off we go.
So, following the Bromkiln byway, your vision pierces the dense tangle of trees and vines to see the distant glow of lanterns just as the sun sets and the evening sky grows dark. Closer still, you make out the strange mismatch of varying levels that make up the village. Whole areas stand on stilts and raised platforms connected by bridges, while much of the city to the eastern side of it appears to be partially submerged in bog water. The browns, greens, and grays of the marsh itself is reflected in the browns, greens, and grays of the people who now wander the streets going about their business. Welcome to Berleben, a somewhat miserable-looking but functional village here in the Grendalian Empire. So as you kind of come off the road gives way into this kind of central district, which is what looks to be a smattering of stone slabs, cobblestone, and whatever pieces of material were left over from construction that kind of help fix and maintain some sort of a main road here in the central kind of opening before it scatters into the rest of the city. What would you like to do?
Technically, did we get a short rest on the way in, or did that not happen?
Well,
You could have taken it during
Jester
our...
took most of a day to harvest a gator.
Yeah.
We should probably look for like an inn or something, right?
We have to look for Braun, who is apparently in the Keystone Pub.
Oh.
There you go.
We should look for the Keystone Pub.
Ron Keys and Keystone Pub.
In the rural district. I ran out of page.
In the puddles.
In the puddles. It is in the puddles.
Yeah.
I got pud.
Puddin'.
In the puddin'.
Is there anybody outside right now?
There are people walking through the streets. Some of them are like carrying small sacks over their shoulder from place to another, or in the process of wandering over to make out their business for the city, and they notice you approach, and they're kind of slightly nosy, kind of paying attention to these strangers that just came in off the byway.
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself.
Okay. To look like
A little halfling girl.
Alrighty.
It's still me. I can change my body into other things.
Seems fascinated and enthralled by this.
Can't do that with Disguise Self.
Oh, here. Take my mask. Oh, but you have a big
It's terrifying.
Just
It's very commedia dell'arte.
pull that cloak way, way down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still like this long, dark snout beak poking through, but you got what you got.
It's stylistic.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's a Percy mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Plague doctor it up.
Keystone Pub, right?
Yeah. Excuse me.
You see, there's this one kind of older woman who's hunched going by, has her own hood up and kind of a long gray cloak. She's wearing kind of a somewhat stained-looking linen blouse and kind of says,
What do you want?
Lovely weather we're having, huh?
Weather shit.
Okay. I was wondering if you could point us toward a inn or the Keystone Pub, maybe.
Keystone Pub's in the puddles, that way.
Thank you.
Look for the crooked tower thing.
Can you sleep there?
I mean, you can. I won't be cooked too there.
Oh.
Here's some pocket bacon for your trouble.
What the fuck is pocket bacon?
You seem like you'd appreciate that more than money, so I don't know.
I'm very confused, but I'll take it.
Puts it in her pocket, keeps walking.
See?
How much of that do you have?
I swiped from a few plates.
It's like Bacos at this point. It's just like little salad crumbles.
The whole campaign, she's been subtly, just stealthily stealing bacon.
I would do that. I have done that.
Yeah, no.
Just want to say, wrap it up in a paper towel, stick it in her bag, fine.
From what we can see in the streets, are there anyone carrying any weapons or guards or spears?
There are. You do actually see a handful of Crown's Guard. They're present. It's still part of the Empire, though they look to be somewhat lackluster. At least their armor isn't as shiny and well kept. It looks like one of them's like, fucking hell. Yeah, they're stationed here, and they're probably not very appreciative, and have tried their best to adapt to the life here in the Labenda swamp. But they are visible throughout the town, including the puddles, which as you begin to go towards it. I'd say almost half of the city takes at the puddles, and it looks like it's the oldest portion of the town. Probably the original Berleben was just this district called the puddles, and the entirety of it is beneath somewhere between 1 to 3 inches of water. So as you begin to descend from the central area of the town, you begin to submerge your feet, and the entire rest of the city has been apparently slowly sinking into the swamp. It's like slowly wading through, a tide at the beach. It's also very much the impoverished side of this. If you could imagine an area of the swamp more impoverished than what you've already come across, this is it. You see a lot of huts and hovels. All the buildings here, on top of being older masonry and stone structures and construct, the bases themselves are a deep, deep algae green from the floor to about halfway up, about 2 or 3 feet, where it seems like moss and fungus and various other plant matter is just slowly grown as the liquid that has been soaking into the vicinity is slowly growing up the side of these buildings. There's a fountain that is completely folded in now at this point. It's kind of fallen into itself, and bits of the water just seem to have permeated through. It's an older relic of the earlier construction period.
Mending on the fountain.
It does nothing.
I love this place. This is great.
Crown's Guard keep an eye on you as you are the newcomers that walk in, and you do notice as you head down into the puddles, one of the guards who kind of watched you enter just kind of trails back about 30 or so feet, just kind of slowly walking, keeping an eye.
I pace behind the group, start catching up to him.
Is the wagon doing okay in the?
Yeah, it's doing all right. It's not a 3 inches of water average, so it's not a major hindrance, and you're also going at a relatively comfortable pace now that you're in the city. So.
Keep pushing in, looking for any signage of the Keystone Pub.
For the big tower thing.
Perception check for both of you guys.
Also, a very important question, how is Kiri doing with Frumpkin?
Kiri is now enthralled in the back of the cart, hood up, Frumpkin kind of curled up on her lap, and it's just kind of slowly petting her. So she's slowly petting him.
Kind of match pace to the Crown's Guard eventually. It's following us.
So you come up and...
I kind of slow behind to match his pace who's following us.
Okay, so you two?
15. Nice.
22. You see it first, and as soon as you kind of look the direction, you catch up with that Ford. You spot a small, crooked tower, it looks like. Maybe about 25 or so feet high. Looks like there was originally a building here that fell into itself and collapsed, and they built a pub on top of it. not very well. So it's kind of this haphazard construct that looks somewhat unstable with bits of broken stone, and the only way you can get up into it, it looks like there are rope ladders hanging down the front of it that lead into an archway that's just open on the top. There are 2 oil lanterns hanging from the outside that give this kind of faint glow to the exterior. From the inside, it looks warmly lit, though dark.
I would hang out here all the time. It's so rad.
It's about an 8-foot climb to get to the threshold of the interior.
I'll climb that shit
The
myself.
only way to get in is an 8-foot climb on a rope.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Oh dear.
Let's go up there.
All right, so you guys guide your way that way. You manage to catch up with the Crown's Guard, who's just kind of walking. And as soon as he sees you kind of slowing behind, he just lets you catch up.
Should somebody stay with the cart, maybe? Because I feel like maybe all of our awesome stuff we just got will be taken.
What stuff? You mean the
These leather that we took.
bloody crocodile?
We also have a beautiful piece of leather. We also have some fine tapestries. We have many things.
Well, Caleb can put his string around it.
Pull the silver thread around the edges of the cart.
Please step away from the vehicle.
Wiper arm.
And you just leave it on the base of the tower?
And all of us can get in, but anybody else will put a bell off in my head.
Good to know. So as you approach, the guard turns to you. Evening, miss.
Evening, sir.
Out of towners.
Oh, passing through.
Right, well, just don't make any trouble.
Feels like trouble would make your life a little interesting, though, wouldn't it?
Don't like interesting.
Oh, is that why you're stationed here? Is this by choice, or who'd you piss off?
No trouble, miss.
What's your name?
Poke that once,
He's just like staring right through you.
For now, nothing. Just a little conversation. Just simple, trying to be polite.
Your name first.
Bo.
Bo.
Yeah.
Crown's Guard Alexander.
Crown's Guard Alexander. So formal.
I don't like you.
I get that a lot.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Don't start any trouble.
All right.
Good. Get on your way.
I will wait because I don't like him telling me what to do, and then I will get on my way.
When you're good and ready.
As you wait
Exactly.
there, this
I
awkward
wait for him
30-second
to leave
stare
first.
before he goes like, I'll just...
Yeah. No, I'm comfortable.
Tell him, Bo. Let him know.
Be on your way. And he turns around and walks back to his post.
I wait, and then I give myself a this for winning that game of chicken. Yeah. And then I climb the rope.
Oh, man, what a great scene between husband and wife.
That was me at 16 with every cop I ever. That was great. This is the tiniest hill, and I will die on it. It never ended that well.
This means nothing, and I want to win.
Are you guys keeping Kiri in the cart?
No, she's not.
No, she's coming with us.
Okay, so Kiri climbs up with you.
Kitty, stay like behind me a little bit, okay? Don't like make yourself obvious, all right? I need to protect you.
Protect?
We're bringing her into the bar.
Well, we can leave her in the cart.
I guess not. Do you drink liquor, Kiri?
No.
Booze?
No.
Just say no.
No.
No, Kiri, no.
Here, I'll give you
should.
a little.
No,
Do you know what
don't.
booze? What is booze? You know what booze is?
She's gonna try it sooner or later,
Do not let this little girl have booze.
We'll get her a Turley Shemple. It's fine. We're not going to.
Turley Shemple?
Yeah.
If you teach respect early on towards alcohol, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Keeps him from being drinking.
That's true.
Because if she has it,
That's
she
how it
won't,
works.
you
It's
know.
got swallowed by what I do at my lizard.
Good idea. Let's go in. Let's
There you
go.
go.
She hands Frumpkin to you.
Challenge.
Yeah, it's from.
Oh.
Sure.
And climbs up the rope with the rest of you. So, as you guys climb up the 8-foot jump up to the side, you step up past the threshold into the archway and are immediately met with this tough-looking albino dwarf dude. He's standing there with like pale white skin, jet white gray hair, white eyebrows, big white beard, with just this black leather kind of vest that's tucked into these kind of billowing dark brown pants and boots. He's got all these scars and tattoos across his forearms, and he's just folded there and goes, right? Steps back to let you in.
Hi.
Kind of gives a nod.
Sorry.
It continues to glare as you guys step inside, but within, it's a warmly lit, cozy space that kind of resembles being below deck on a ship at sea. You're right at home here, Ford. It's all dark wood from all different angles, and it's kind of cramped too, so it has that similar kind of feel. All the light in here are just, looks like a handful of oil lanterns, so it's pretty heavily shaded in certain areas. So you're only catching like rim lighting and soft light on certain faces around here. There's maybe 6 patrons in here total. To the right, you see 2 individuals. It's a loud banging sound as 2 individuals in the process of, looks like building some sort of a stage on the corner immediately to your right. It's small, maybe like 5 foot by 5 foot, but it's in the process of being built. To your left, you see the bar. It's an L-shaped bar, not terribly large, but there behind it, you can see there's 3 oil lamps set up behind that kind of light the area. You can see some of the liquor bottles and the ale kegs and everything kind of set up towards the back of the barn in the front, with 1 patron sitting on a stool. You see what looks to be a rather cheerful-looking middle-aged male gnome as the purveyor of this establishment. He's got kind of puffy black hair and heavy mutton chops on the side of his face, this kind of bulbous rosy nose, as he's in the process of kind of pouring and refilling this tankard for the patron who's kind of leaning against the bar in front of him, this kind of gruff-looking fisherman human dude. Kind of gives a little glance over to you as you step in, kind of taking in the vicinity, and goes, "Hi! Well, welcome to the Keystone Pub. The oldest pub in the Labenda. well, the oldest pub in the Labenda is beneath this one, but we've rebuilt it.
It's really cool.
Stunning.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad you can make it. Where are y'all from?"
All over the place, really.
Allfield.
Allfield, that's a bit of a journey, isn't it? Well, glad you can make it. Not many folks come that far over here to visit the swamp.
And what's your name, good sir?
I am Dent Bondswallow.
Bonswallow is a little bit high right now.
Bon or barn or
Dent Bondswallow.
Swallow.
Can I just look around at the few patrons that are in here and see if any of them fit the description of Fabronkeys?
Do we have a
perception check?
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
Lack of teeth, busted eye.
Yeah. Looks super cray.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a shitty roll. 8.
It's too dark in here, unfortunately. There's only 6 other patrons, but of all of them, they're too dimly lit for you to make out any features.
Can I get up close to them and just like
Oh, Jesus.
one by one?
We can just look in a few more minutes.
Your eyes adjust to the room.
As Jester kind of begins walking off through the chamber, he's like, "So I can look at you guys. What you asking for? What you looking for?"
What's your strongest drink?
That would be the Labenda throat grog.
What is what?
Labenda throat grog.
Yeah. That.
Bender
It
throat?
burns you like a fucker.
Burn your throat.
Bender throat.
Labenda, the swamp you're in.
Labenda.
Same colour as the swamp. Burns your throat. Tastes like grog. That's where it got its name.
What do you mean, same color as the swamp? Green and shitty?
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. I think we need a round.
Around for everyone.
Around for everyone. You too. Points to the little hooded creature next to you.
No, she's on the wagon.
Sick.
On the wagon. So, right. Weird.
Oh, I didn't know I needed this.
All right. That's going to be put you back about 25 copper pieces.
Oh.
I mean,
I'll take it. No, I
have it.
This one's on me.
That's easy for me to do.
I need it for tax write-off.
Boulder parchment shares.
They always fight for the check.
Boulder parchment shears.
Okay.
So what brings you to town? He's just pouring the drink.
Snip.
All right, you get it.
As he's pouring the drinks, someone went, "What brings you to town? What brings you so far north, Moorfield?"
Oh, we just heard like amazing things about this area, and we thought, we would check it out because we're like we're travelers.
Historical point of interest.
Yes, and we like to see different sort of things. And this is really like an interesting area. You know, not many cities have a lot of water in them like
It's
this.
a shithole.
Well,
But it's our shithole.
yeah. It's really cool looking though.
That's
Thank
funny.
you,
That's,
appreciate
that's
that.
exactly the magnet that I bought when I got in here. It's a
Oh, you got one of the
shithole, but
shithole
it's a-
magnets too?
I got a shithole magnet.
If anyone else wants any, I've got like a whole
That's
bucket of them.
You kind of are a shithole magnet,
That's-
really, when you think about it.
yeah.
That's fair.
It spoke to me.
You're building a stage for something? Is there some sort of circus in town or something?
No, I just want some entertainment to liven the place up a bit, you know? I've been here for 10 years and it's just been a bit droll.
Did you own the previous bar that this one's built on top of?
I did just inherit it from my father.
Oh.
Before it, you know.
Right, yeah.
How old is Berleben, excuse me, in general?
Been here since the Empire started, almost 3 centuries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we love traveling around. Is there anything in Berleben that we just have to see before we leave?
I mean, you're there.
Here.
Yeah. It's the finest pub in town.
Great.
It's rough to start at the top, mate, but you know, you make your way down.
I mean, worst ways to go.
Have you good shopping in town, maybe? We've got some trade, we've got some leather to trade, we maybe have some armor.
Maybe. Your best bit for trade wouldn't really be here in the puddles.
That's fair.
I'd be looking for the Midway docks. That's where most of the business gets done here. If you're looking for things or a fancier space, maybe you want to go ahead of the stilts, but that's where the
that
that's
makes
more
sense.
of the what's what I'm looking for.
Awesome. Well,
folks who run the place stay.
There is a fancier part of this town?
It's the stilts. That's where it's all raised up.
Stilts.
Like the
That's where the Summon House is, where the Starosta stays. There's the Mosmire Temple, which is where the druid that keeps the swamp Fane here stays. Idolmaster.
we're also going to be looking for a place to sleep, and I don't know if you would recommend anywhere that
You're already here.
You have rooms?
Yeah. He points down.
That's exciting.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
Whoa, that could be so much fun.
Is it haunted?
Do you like things that are haunted?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's haunted.
Yeah. Is it submerged in water?
Yeah. No. We cleared out underneath. Everything that fell in, we cleared out, and we have subterranean rooms.
Whoa.
I'm very excited by
Do they
this.
have like portholes to the, water and stuff?
And he makes a note on a piece of paper. There will be in a few weeks.
Okay.
Are they below the water level here?
Most of them no, but there's a few if you like. It'll be a bit soggy.
I'll walk away from the bar and just stand near the door entrance.
I cover for forward a little bit, just take space.
Okay.
Just fill it out. Just fill it out. This is my bubble now.
Nobody get close.
How many rooms do you have?
4.
I think we'll take off. Oh, well, how much are they a piece?
Let's see, for each here, put about a silver piece per room.
Oh, I figured just to get all 4 for a couple days
Per
at least.
person.
Per person?
Yes.
That's a lot more than you originally made it sound like.
I apologize for the miscommunication.
I'm perfectly okay with this.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
It is haunted.
It is
Exactly the case. You pay for them spirits.
Is there someone we can keep our cart? Do you have a place we can keep our cart?
You got a card?
Well, yeah.
Then yeah, we can keep it. I can keep it.
Keep it where? Where?
You can just take it to the stables.
Okay.
The Midway docks, but I can do it for you for just a few copper is like
Where
a
would
delivery fee.
I'll do it because I want to see the town.
8 silver, 8 silver, 8 silver.
You said a silver per person?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just put a couple. Yeah, 8. That's,
Sure.
That's fine. I've got that.
Fair enough. Deed is done. Thank you.
Yep.
And do you want me to be delivering your cart for you?
No, I can do it. Yeah?
It will be fine.
All right, and if you ever get lazy.
Where's the stable?
The Midway. There's only really one stable. It's a bit large there. It's in the Midway docks. So just keep an eye out, ask around, you find it.
Oh, maybe we should have them do it.
We've got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
We're looking for. We heard about a kooky regular. We just have to meet him. For Braun.
You're looking for old for Braun?
For Braun Keys, yeah.
Oh, I can ask. He's over there. Oh. Left of the stage where I looks like passed out and probably in his own piss, most likely.
Yeah.
He points over the direction you can see by where they're banging with hammers at the stage. There's just one guy who's like, just like completely out. Probably like drooling down the side of the face.
Man, I was going to look at everyone in here.
We found it. We won. We got
It's right here.
We just send the message back to the gentleman, and we'll collect our money.
Anything special to say to him, or can we just go wake him up?
No, we have to secure the safe house. We can just like
that's
locate.
right. That's not an okay. I'm sorry. I was confused.
He's just the contact who knows.
Let's go wake him up.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over and sit down at his table. Wave my drink underneath his nose. And I pop it out. I'll flick him in the forehead.
What the fuck you doing that for?
Oh, you seem like such a charming gentleman.
You now have the full appearance here, and it's pretty busted. Just the gentleman was wrong. There is one tooth, but it is black and angled.
From the bottom?
Yeah, from the bottom out. Nice. The lips are cracked. The left eye is just kind of dealing off and off direction. He looks like he's probably been kicked in the face a few times by like probably a horse at some point in his childhood. He's had a rough go at life probably, but has seemed to have carved a living. The very kind of balding head on top, jaundiced skin. Looks like he's just kind of sweating from the general humidity and of the air in there, along with probably who knows how much he's been drinking and just kind of sweating the alcohol through his pores. Doesn't take care of himself, but kind of looks up.
So, what you doing?
Oh, you just seem like such a charming gentleman.
And what the fuck did you flip me?
We were sent for.
From... It's more fucking drink.
A certain gentleman.
Tension goes straight. This eye goes and joins the other.
I hand him the drink one more time.
You were sent by the gentleman, yeah? What's he want?
Don't drink from that again.
It's
Wash
sterile.
that.
It's by its very nature, it's sterile.
Can you mending on him?
There's nothing.
Just on his teeth.
Don't fix him, he's perfect.
That would be a 9th level spell, as in beyond.
That's a wish. Yeah.
We're here to help you with your troubles.
My troubles just started, mate. Don't want anything with this. No, fucking out. Nope, want nothing to do with it.
We're here to deal with the safe house.
No. Then go fucking deal with it. It's not my problem anymore. I don't want anything to do with him or any of his business. He wants to send more of his toadies out to a drowning death. Go for it. That's up to you. I want nothing to do with it. He can do it without adding corpses by my tangle.
Well, if you want another drink, then you're going to show us how to get there and how to deal with it and what you know.
It's a drink for it. Yeah, fuck you.
Well, I take my drink back.
We could also just drag you back to the gentleman if you'd prefer that instead, or you could just point us in the right direction and let us take care of it.
True, he did not have the kindest things to say about you.
Make an intimidation check.
Bo just gives a crack.
You're so intimidating, Caleb. Really.
That is a
You're so scaly.
A 15? Yeah.
So scaly.
He kind of like, the sweat begins to build a little more on his brow. He's like, well,
it's just, don't need him taking me back to him. It's just trying to, it's I don't want to work anymore.
Well, keep it simple, stupid.
You can't get another drink? Look, mate, it's just some shit going on out there in the swamp. But he didn't tell you anything, did he?
Was it gators?
No, it wasn't gators.
Oh, well, because we are really good at killing those. So.
No, we are very aware that he has sent us into something more troublesome than he has described, and we are willing to do that. And we are told you are the one who can get us in the right direction, and we will be very disappointed.
Look,
otherwise?
It was easy work, mate. All right? Meet his friends, lead him to the safe house in the swamp, lead him back. Good pay, simple work. And you haven't got to miss it, huh? But I'll value my life more than that. A few weeks back, I escorted one of his smuggled troops to the safe house in the swamp. Right, the one you're asking about. Left him there with instruction to return a few days later and escort him to the underground river. Returning, I heard something cruel. Something low, echoing howl. It was much scarier than that. Shaken, I got there, right? Fucking hell. Outside the house, all of them, dead. Strung up in reeds and roots. Bloated and left as a wound, and that's what I say. I hear the howl again, and I'll just run.
I'm covering Kiri's ears.
There be curses in this swamp. Have been since before this loathsome struggle shithole's been here. Nightmares I've been having, yeah? Been having them ever since. Whatever it is, it's gotten in my head. I ain't going. I ain't worth it for a hand of coin.
What if we paid you 100 coin?
I'll come for that.
All right. Yep. We can do that.
You just said coin, right?
I just said coin. I didn't make it clear which kind of coin.
Copper? 100 copper?
100 copper?
100 pennies.
100 silver. Okay, 100 silver. You got it.
Half and half. A little gold, a little silver. Silver and gold. Which make?
Make it 100 gold pieces and buy me a drink.
Yeah, I'll pour you a drink. I'll refill his cup with. Does he have a cup?
He does.
Okay, with my.
He pulled it off the ground. It was like knocked over and spilled.
With my flask, I'll fill
That's
it up.
one part of it taken care of.
And the other?
All right.
Half now, half upon delivery.
Upon delivery to the place.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a persuasive, Jesse.
No, it's not. It's
Damn it,
really
Jesse.
not. It's a 9.
Perfect.
100 gold now, or you're pissing up the wind to find this little place.
Don't be a dick to us. You already said you were scared of us bringing you back to the gentleman. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Your bird friend says,
Yeah, what she said.
Look, I'm going to be risking my life. I'm going to do it for the right amount of coin, okay? It's a service I'm providing. You can drag me back if you like. It's a pain in the ass.
Look, you can either risk your life for the coin, or we can drag you back, as you said, without any coin.
Then drag me back. Take me back to him. Empty-handed and the deal you're looking for.
100 gold.
And you sing us a song on the stage.
100 gold.
And
make another persuasion check with a disadvantage.
Because Matt doesn't want to sing.
No, he doesn't want to sing.
12.
He goes,
deal, but it's a short song.
Does everyone want to chip in a little bit of gold?
Sure.
I'm going to point out this is entirely your doing.
I'm going to give you all my gold.
That's one.
I'll take Caleb's share.
Man, you're so broke all the damn time.
No, I have 2 silver and 5 copper.
You're so broke all the damn time.
How broke am I?
This is like sorting out a check at the end of a meal.
I'll give you 20.
I'll give you 12.
I'll give you 20. I'll
But I
cover
gave you that
Caleb.
one.
12.
Plus
Oh,
20. Plus
You get 20 from me.
12. Okay, that's
19.
4, 5.
I'll take the rest.
accounting in D&D.
No, I'm going to do 20 from me too, so that's 72. And then 1 from Caleb, so 73. So
27 from me.
All right.
Wait, but I didn't put any. I'll put in 10. And
All
you
right.
can put in 17.
All right. All right, here's your gold. All of us pull together. Now go sing your song. Wait, shake my hand because.
You said it.
Yeah.
It's really important to shake when you make a deal.
You're
and
also-
look me in the eye.
This is the one eye gonna wonder.
Both. Okay.
Make it a good one. When we all know the words to. Want to sing along? I yell at him as he walks away.
Slinks over.
Yeah.
The stage is only partially up, and then two guys just go, just a moment. Like, fuck off. He's, just a fucking moment. Just one. Like, fucking hell, for bronze, seriously? And they step back, cross their arms, and he kind of gets up on the stage. Looks at the pouch of coins.
Stairway to heaven!
All the sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you can be.
Oh, I know this one.
But my life is my lady is the same.
He delivered.
God knows this one.
Damn. Now get a drink. And he goes back towards the bar.
Oh.
Wait, are we leaving in the morning? When are we doing this?
When do you want to leave?
In the morning.
The morning.
We've got some shopping to do. We've got to run around a bit.
10:30.
Wait a minute.
A soft
Yeah, wait a minute.
10:30.
Did you already give him the gold?
Yeah.
Hang on.
He ain't gonna fucking be here.
You ain't taking it back.
Excuse me, how do we know you're gonna show up tomorrow? And not just run away with the gold?
Well, he is staying with us this evening.
Oh, that's right. You're staying with us.
Well, I'm staying with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, fine. Great.
Take your pick.
No.
Choose wisely.
I sleep naked. Thank you.
Ready to snuggle, big lady?
Good choice.
Goes and finishes his drink. And you're shown the sleeping quarters for the evening. There is a hatch kind of behind into the back of the bar. It looks like a dark corner where there's almost no light. The barkeep comes over, Dent, and brings one of the lanterns off the wall and opens up the hatch. And there's a ladder that leads down inside. And literally, they've cleared out most of the ruin of the old establishment below it. And there are 4 separate rooms with a small hallway between, like a cross-section hallway, that are built as a subterranean sleeping quarters.
Awesome.
I'm very
There are no windows. It feels very much like a prison cell with a bed, but it's functional.
Are there 2 beds in the rooms, or is it just one bed?
1 bed per room.
Oh boy.
This feels very trendy.
Time to snuggle up, Bo.
Let's do it.
Who's taking Kiri?
Oh, Kiri's staying with us.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
So
Oh,
what are
you
those
do.
4
Yeah.
rooms? One is
With
Yasha
us.
and the weirdo.
Molly and Ford.
And you and Caleb.
Yeah. Okay. As we go into our room, I say to Caleb, "It's not really haunted, is it?"
I highly doubt it. I mean, it's possible.
Oh shit. We need to take the cart to the stables.
We're
Why
just
don't we
putting
just
our stuff down, and then we're also. How late is it at this point?
It's post sundown, and the time of searching the city, having the drink and conversation is probably close to like 9:30, 10 probably.
Shit. Maybe we should have the guy take it. Or should you just leave it outside? I think
No, we
that's
should-
a bad idea.
That's a terrible idea.
That's how to take care of it.
We'll have it taken. Yeah.
But we know what's in it. There's inventory.
Is there anything?
So if anything's missing, it's on him. It's on
Okay,
Dent.
okay. Yes, we'll have Dent take it to the stable.
Do you think he has insurance to cover lost goods? Because I don't think he does.
No, we are in a podunk town. There is no insurance.
Taking all the horses in the cart to the stables, Dent, looking it all over, charges you 2 silver for the service.
Can I inside check him and make sure he's going?
Go for it.
Honest.
I knew it.
Natural 1.
I
He's
knew
like
it.
Oh my
the
God.
most trustworthy guy I've ever met in my
Seems
entire life.
above board, yeah.
Maybe if someone should go with them and we get the valuables off.
Well, are you gonna rethread the silver?
We've been here an hour. There's 7 hours ish left on the spell.
Oh, so
that'll get us through most of the night. Yeah.
All right. That's fair.
What all's in there? You have.
Wait, does that go with the cart?
You have. Sure. Yeah, I cast it. I thread the card, but you have the thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the most important thing.
The only thing on the card is like your thing that you bought at the festival and some crocodile skin.
Leather, some armor. There's a few things.
Okay,
I'm fine to send
It's
that.
It's fine. Yeah.
All right, here's a couple silver for you. Thank you.
No worries, happy to help. And he goes and carries it off and takes care of it for the evening.
And also I would not worry, the spookiest thing in this place is us. So
that is true.
Yeah.
All right, you guys gather your things and bed down for the evening, taking your respective chambers.
Cool. Quick conversation?
Sure.
Yeah. Just quick.
Just that was
as the hooligans are getting ready for bed, I just wanted to say to Nott, I think for obvious reasons now, I have kept a lot of things close to the vest, and those things are out. If you ever want to talk about anything, now or later, after you think about it, you are my friend, and you can talk to me if you want.
Well, thank you. I don't want to burden you with, my shit. You've got your own fish to fry and your own battles to wage, and I don't want you to have to worry about me or anything. That means a lot to me, and... Oh, hello.
I can't see you through your booze.
That's the point.
Besides the full Wilson effect.
Yeah.
I just want you to be okay. It sounds like this person who corrupted you is out there still, and we need to find him and, kill him or whatever, if that's something that you want to do. And, I'm fine focusing on that. I've got my own issues, but I'm fine taking care of yours first. The thing is, your story that you poured out to me and Bo the other day, it was very sad, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through it, but I have to say, in a way, I'm a little bit jealous. Because, you've done this horrible thing, not to make light of it or anything, but it's bad, and we can all tell that you're wearing it, in your dirty clothes and your mussed hair.
Very clean right now.
Well, I know, but I mean, still, like, when you're dirty and it rains, like, streaks down and dries. That's the sort of thing you've got going on right now.
Like you've just kissed Spider-Man.
I mean, in hour one, yeah, but we were in the rain for like 48 hours.
Yeah, but you've got like a lot of dirt on you.
Yeah. Did Laura Bailey put you up to this?
No.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, I feel like you can get revenge. You can maybe even get redemption for what you've done, and you can become a better person, and you can do good to counteract the bad that you've done in your past, and maybe someday there will be an end to your suffering.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Okay, I am a garbage person. Let's just put that on the table. But while I am a piece of shit, we can help each other in the short term, and this is going further than I anticipated. I just meant that if these people we're with are all interesting and great, and untrustworthy, but great. But I trust you, which wasn't really true 3 weeks ago. And I just mean I don't know, words don't do it. Talk to me if you want.
All right. Thank you for the offer. Good night, Caleb.
Good night.
Hey, Jester.
Yeah.
What do you think Captain Max Dung, whatever his name was, Maximilian meant by, like, I'll see you again?
I think he was, you know, saying something that, like, cute guys sometimes say those kind of things.
You know, like, ooh, I hope our paths cross again someday.
And then later on in the book, you run into him again, and he remembers you.
And you're like, ooh, that's Captain Max.
And then he takes off his helmet this time, and you see that he's got the most fabulous hair that, like, blows in the wind.
Oh, man, you're like, I never knew he had such luscious locks.
Yeah.
Captain
Maximilian is probably like that.
I think so, too. Yeah. Do you think he had the hots for any one of us? Do you think that's why he said this? Like,
he probably had the hots for you, Bo.
I think he had the hots for you.
Well, no, probably not.
I mean,
maybe it was Yasha.
Maybe it was Yasha. Maybe he was like, ooh, I'm a captain.
Maybe it was.
I'm a captain.
Yeah. Have you ever read?
She does a good job.
Tusk Love. Kiri.
Oh no.
You know what? Maybe Kiri shouldn't read Tusk Love just yet. Kiri, how old are your parents? You don't know how old they are? How old are you compared to most people that are like you? I think that means she's pretty young.
Yeah. Kiri, where do babies come from? She doesn't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yes, she does.
Where do babies come from?
Your voice is very low, but
Is that how I sound?
You kind of do sound like that.
Wow. I have a lot to reevaluate.
That's on there.
Gotta think about some things. We should go to sleep.
Hanging brain.
Okay. I'm going to just spend the evening telling Kiri basically the story of Tusk Love.
Oh, God.
But she doesn't have to read it. I can leave out the really dirty bits.
I fall asleep like 20 minutes in, just kind of
And I
drooling a little.
Oscar.
Kiri is just enthralled.
It's the most beautiful love story you've ever heard in your entire life, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
The video
I draw pictures of it, you know, to like illustrate
If
what
you,
I'm talking
if you could see a blackbird blush.
So that's, yeah.
Molly Ford.
It's not that I don't trust this place or like it, but I'm thinking about locking the door a little more heavily than normal, and I'm gonna just wedge my sword just underneath the door to make sure that it's can't open without moving the sword.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of new people today.
Smart.
I don't like new people.
Is there any like moisture in the corners of the room?
Yeah. There's like, and you guys notice the most, like 2 of the rooms are dry. 2 of them have about like a half an inch of water on the floor.
Oh my god.
Which one is ours?
Half an inch of water on the floor.
I really don't mind. I mean, this is actually pretty familiar.
I'm all right with this as well. This is fine.
Yeah.
I'll take the bed though, if you're offering.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
All right. The door closes in the chamber.
Oh.
Hello.
I start pushing the bed up against the door.
Interesting. Right, okay. So it's like taking his like linen shirt on, it's like stained and.
No, what? You could sleep with your clothes on.
I can, but it's not as comfortable.
I throw him a pillow.
Oh. All right, you first.
I'm sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, me too.
No, you didn't pay for this room.
May I sleep in the bed?
You won't fit in the bed with me. I am very big.
Let's try.
Let's not.
There you go. Lays down on the somewhat slightly waterlogged floor, kind of takes the pillow and bundles it up in the corner of the room and lays down into it. There's you have a little oil lamp in there you can put out.
Leave it on.
Okay.
Leave that shit on. Yeah.
Sit up against the bed.
All right. So, you guys all eventually get to sleep, get an evening's rest, managing to adjust to the unpleasant smell of somewhat swamp bog water soaked subterranean inn room. But the night comes and passes. And we'll pick up next week as the morning comes to.
But Bron is totally telling his friends that he nailed a barbarian.
We'll see what
It's going to
happens.
become the dullest story. It's just that story that everyone hates.
So I had her alone, right?
He's a creepy little fuck.
You never know.
It's me pheromones.
Gets him every time.
Thank you guys. That was fun. Moving right along.
I like this place.
I need a new notebook after this session.
You filled that whole thing?
She writes
Notebook is
at like
filled.
She writes
font
everything.
55.
In this one
Like, each page is a centimeter thick, though, on this book.
That's true.
Yeah, and each page has like
There's
a lot.
illustrations,
Like 15 words in it.
maps,
Wow.
curse words, colors.
Learn from our monk.
Punisher skulls.
Skulls are bad guys.
Pictures
Yeah,
of
it's a good
gems.
annotation.
Yeah.
It's not just like
Yeah.
the sense of
Yep.
ability to live.
Yep,
Some-
mountain range.
Yes. Oh, you recognize it as a mountain range. That's great.
So proud.
By the way,
Oh yeah.
if everyone's okay, there's like this is I think this is a clever system. So
We haven't used it yet.
yeah, but in the morning
Yeah.
somebody gets it.
You keep it in the morning? Okay.
Nod'll take the fragment
I knew
of
that coin would come in handy
in the
for
morning.
something.
Yep.
All right, we'll pick this up next Thursday. Also, we're gonna have a guest next week. I told you this. Like, a number of times.
What?
I remembered Matthew.
Thank you.
Yes.
Playing the Kenku?
No. No, we have a guest. My brother from another motherland for the past decade in the world of D&D. Some of you may know him from his online D&D stream, High Rollers, but Mark Humes will be in town and joining us as a guest next week.
Englishman.
Too bad it's coming.
We already had Kit. We had
Yeah.
already an English woman.
She was the last one.
But only if he does an American accent.
I want full Benedict Cumberbatch right here.
From California.
If we can get it out of him at some point, that'd be great.
I love a fake American accent.
But yeah, Mark's a longtime friend. He came and watched the show live like when we first started streaming long ago.
Yeah.
Happy to have him come in and join us next week. So excited for that, Mark. We'll see you then. The rest of you, rest well. Have a wonderful weekend. You as well. We love you. And is it Thursday yet?
No.
Good night.
Not yet.